Hey everybody, it's Friday night at last.
Yep.
Here we are having a drink. Made some tea today, so we're having
bunch of people just poured in the door. There was 3 in there, and now all of a sudden there's fucking 17.
Well, yeah, everybody knows that we have like
12,
the waiting room.
Yeah.
Which, sorry, shit. Now that I said waiting room, that Fugazi song is going to be stuck in my head.
I don't know that song.
Yeah, you do. You've heard it.
I have.
Yeah. You've heard it lots of times. I'm not.
I just didn't know the name of it.
I'm not going to sing it though. They play it at Barbarella all the time.
So today is Friday. This is a Sidetrack show. It's basically open lines Friday. We're gonna fucking drink our way into the weekend. Fucking
party time.
That's right. It was also a payday today. So got my shit, paid all my fucking bills. Always feels good to pay bills. Just get that off.
Yeah. I don't really have like a pay because I kind of get paid like in little trickles like during the month because I freelance.
She's contracted,
so I have one big payday, but that's usually like on the 20th.
Yeah.
But then the rest of the time it just like trickles in a little bit at a time. You know what I mean? So, but you know, it's end of the month. Tomorrow's March 1st.
Yeah.
My stupid phone is ringing.
Your phone's ringing? Oh, fuck that phone.
Oh, I'm sure it's that old spam risk calling me again. Yeah. That motherfucker calls me all the time.
Yeah.
Every time I pick it up, because it's like I never answer my phone. This is the 21st century. Nobody talks on the fucking phone, bro.
Yeah.
Except boomers. But it's like so it rings, and I'm just kind of like, I'm just gonna look and see what's every single time spam risk, and I'm just like, yeah, that figures. Like nobody I know ever calls me. They know not to call me. Just text me or email me for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Like a normal person. But yeah, so as everyone was talking about in the thing, yeah, that's kind of the big thing is that weird shit with Gene Hackman and his wife and their dog.
Yeah.
That was, because I was working, but like our friend Brian, you know, the guy that works on all the movies, he sent me the link, like on Facebook or something, like last night, and I was just like, what? I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. That is like the weirdest shit ever.
They've been dead for a few weeks at least.
Yeah, and it's like that's so fucking weird to me. And have they released? I didn't look it up today. So like, have they released the cause of death? I know some people were talking about carbon monoxide poisoning. I saw that they didn't think it was murder, but was it an accident or?
I think Gene died, and I think the wife fucking.
And then she
committed suicide and euthanized the dog.
Like, because she didn't want to live without him.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Which that could have been.
And then it took them a long time to be found. And by the time they found them, they lived out in the southwest desert, so it was fucking dry,
like New Mexico, or
dry
something.
And real hot. So they didn't really rot; they just mummified. They dried out like jerky.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tammy said Gene was dead for 10 days. Last time his pacemaker was active was February 17th.
Okay. All right. He dried out quick. They must have been out in the garage or something.
All I read was, like I said, I read something last night, and they said that all they said was they found them in different rooms, but I don't know what rooms they were.
Because 10 days, the powers would have still been on, so they'd have had AC.
Yeah, Phantom said Gene Hackman was pretty old. Yeah, I think he was 95.
Yeah, he was ready to go.
Something like that.
He lived
so he might have died of natural causes.
Yeah, I think so. The wife was in her 60s, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, she was significantly younger, but she was 65 or 66 or something like that, I think. But yeah.
Guess she was just fucking heartbroken about it.
Yeah.
Took the dog out and everything. That's kind of weird because a lot of times when there's an age difference like that and the dude croaks, the wife's kind of ready. You know what I mean? She's taken care of financially. She can live on her own. 65, she's still young enough. She could fucking date if she wanted to, if she looked good enough. But she could live the rest of her life fucking like a retired person, just peaceful. That's what happens to a lot of them. You know, it happened to my mom. Her fucking husband died. She just like, okay, you know, all right, he's out of the picture. Yeah. You know, they recover pretty quick because, you know, they're old. It's not like they got murdered. It wasn't something that was unforeseen. You know, everybody knew it was coming because they get sick and they're fucking, you know, fucking for months and months, sometimes years. You know, they kind of, everybody knows they're dying. You know, it's just, you know, so when they do die, it's almost kind of like a relief. Because you've been waiting for it, all that uncertainty, and then when it happens, you know how it happens.
Yeah, like it's sad, but you're just kind of like, well, it's over.
Yeah, when my dad died, I was relieved.
Yeah,
because fucking he was dying slowly, fucking miserable. All right, it was fucking bothering me, but he died slowly over a period of about 4 years.
Yeah,
and I was always like wondering how he would die, you know. Well, they fucking my smoke alarm went off, which told me to fucking call my dad.
Yeah, he knew. It was weird. Like he knew. Like it went off weird. We've said that before.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Tom's like, I need to call my dad.
Yeah, I said my dad's died.
Yeah.
I called him in. He had just checked into a hotel.
Hospital. Yeah.
Hospital. Yeah. So, my ghost knows.
Yeah.
So I drove up there on a rental car. It was a nice drive with GPS. First time I ever made that drive. Went through the fucking backwoods of fucking Alabama and everything. It was beautiful. Shit I never would have seen if I had taken the old interstates and the old expressways that they had, It looked like something out of a Norman Rockwell painting. Got there and he wasn't even fighting. He was ready to go. Let me die.
My grandmother said that too.
They're like, yeah, let me die.
Because she was in a lot of pain and she was just like, why do they keep prolonging this shit?
I heard him yell one time, turn all this off. Let me die. He was sick of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, once you get to that certain age, like I said, my grandmother was the same. She had stomach cancer.
Yeah.
And, she was just in so much pain, and they tried to fix it, and they didn't get it all. And then she was just like, you know what? It's fine. She's like, I'm ready. It's like, this isn't worth it.
Yeah.
So, it's just like that. And I'm glad that, because I know that for a long time, it's after he had his bypass, which was, 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And you went there and visited, you were always kind of like, you didn't really say much, but you were always kind of like worried that he was going to die and you weren't going to be there, or or you were going to get that call that he's already gone,
already dead and missed it,
and something like that. So it's like, it's really good that it worked out that you got to be there, because
I was there with him when he was dying.
There with him. Yeah.
Yeah. They basically kind of pulled the plug on him.
Yeah. So it's like, it's good that you got to do that.
Yeah. And he was asleep when it happened. He was knocked out. They gave him all kind of pain medicine. He didn't know. He wanted out of there though, which it gets to a point where life is worse than death for him. So,
yeah,
like, okay, man, fucking, you're gone. You checked out.
I get it.
You couldn't continue the way he was. He was fucking miserable.
Well, like I said, if you're
he felt
in
like he couldn't breathe. He felt he was living like he was suffocating.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how much agony that would be? He's like, I can't breathe. And it was because his heart couldn't pump enough oxygenated blood through him. So it didn't matter how much of a breath he got. He wasn't getting any oxygen.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So
it's
like, just like a slow...
Yeah, you're in pain all the time. Yeah. You can't do what you want to do.
Yeah, and he never really healed up from that bypass.
And you know that you're not going to get better.
Yeah, he never got better. And he never really healed up from that bypass. And that was 4 years. It was still kind of not 100% healed. And then it turned out he had thyroid cancer. He had cancer in different spots all in his fucking body and shit. And they just didn't even bother treating it.
Yeah.
So, when they tell you that, they go, your life expectancy isn't long enough to worry about that cancer, so they just let it go.
Yeah. John Gora said, I first read that as your media keeping you from drinking. That I can relate to. I can't watch movies or read under the influence and maintain objectivity. I can't, well, I can read while I'm drunk, obviously, but I don't really retain much of it. So I just like to read when I'm sober. Movies I can drink and shit like that. Mm-hmm. But Oracle said his wife isn't likely to have overdosed. Her pills were for hypertension and thyroid. And Tammy said he wasn't mummified. She was only starting to show signs of mummification. But yeah, and Hydes, this is what I was wondering about. He said, I'm surprised they weren't found earlier. Like there was no maid and like no friends or family checked in on them. Yeah, that would be, like, especially someone as famous as him. But, maybe they were just, like, Tammy said they kind of kept to themselves. So maybe that's what it was. Which is kind of crazy that it would be 10 days before anybody noticed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of upsetting. But, I don't know.
Yeah, they just heard that they were kind of mummified.
Yeah.
They're saying, no, just the process had just started. Whatever. They're turned into a mummy. They were drying out.
Yeah.
10 days, that's a long time to be laying there.
I mean, shit, if you die in Florida...
10 days, you'd be dead. You'd be gone. Yeah. If you leave a body laying out in 10 days, first of all, it won't be there.
You look like...
The animals will tear it apart.
Or you look like a skeleton with, like, some soupy
shit. You'd be a skeleton with black tar.
Yeah.
It looked like black tar. And that's no exaggeration.
Florida don't fuck around.
It's fucking hot, man. 100% humidity.
You'll start rotting immediately.
You'll rot immediately. And fucking all the fucking maggots and fucking bugs and just
they're
everything
like,
fucking comes and gets you.
Buffet.
Yeah. And we got a shit ton of fucking armadillos, possum.
Armadillo crawl right into your butthole.
Yeah, crawl up in your ass and start eating.
like that one you saw. It wasn't a person. It was a deer.
It was a deer.
It was a deer carcass.
The deer laid out in the middle of the road. I was swerving to go around, and it moved, and I looked at a fucking armadillo popped out of its ass and went running. I was like, God damn. I was looking at my rearview mirror. I was like, that motherfucker's being happy walking up. Woo, it was good.
Yeah, I was all up inside that deer.
Yeah, somebody hit the deer.
Just popped out of his butt.
Yeah, he was eating it.
That's like so funny to me.
And there's also a shit ton of fucking buzzards here. Just fucking buzzards all over. And buzzards hang out on the roads. They're just everywhere. Because they know shit gets run over.
Yeah, like
they pull it out of the road and fight over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a real common sight here. Buzzards fighting over shit on the side of the road.
Everywhere. Everywhere.
But in areas like we're at, if you threw a body out in a kind
hypothetically,
if you threw a body out in a thicket, some woods, on some private property where people don't walk around on it much, you went back a week later, you wouldn't find it probably.
No, you probably wouldn't.
Yeah, it'd be gone. The animals would have fucking all torn it up and taken it off in different pieces. If it was somehow contained, it would just be a skeleton in black soup.
Yeah.
Fucking stinking to high heaven.
Pretty gross.
Yeah.
Although, I read that book about the body farm, which isn't in Florida. I think it's in Tennessee. But that's where they do all the research about decomposition. How long it takes, and they have bodies, like, because people that donate their bodies to science, like, so they have all of these different areas where they put them, like, in different situations.
Yeah,
like they submerge them in water, like they put them in freezers.
But they keep animals away from them. It's still a controlled environment.
Yeah, well, I think there's some they kind of just throw out in the woods
to
see what happens, like see what kind of predation, stuff like that. So, but that's, I mean, it's Tennessee, but that's still the South. So.
I saw some, film on it, and they had all the bodies like in a row, and they were kind of marked out. And one of them was in the trunk of a car, and the other one was like in a suitcase.
Trunk of a car. That's right.
One of them was in a suitcase, and like another one.
It's gross, but it's
just
like fascinating.
Out, and they just want to see what happens, how long things take, and they're going out there fucking every few days, taking pictures.
Yeah, it's like nasty. Interesting.
Yeah,
man.
Nasty. I imagine you had to be a pretty weird motherfucker to want that job.
Yeah, you know what? It's like, I don't know. I probably wouldn't be able to get over my gag reflex, but I like reading about it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of shit fascinates me. But I don't. If I was there smelling it, I don't know if I'd be like super.
A job like that would attract like a Jeffrey Dahmer type guy who was into dead things.
Well, yeah, maybe. But I don't know. It seems like, what's really interesting to me is, and I just read this not too long ago, is that ever since shows like CSI and stuff like that got really popular, all sorts of women have been going to like mortuary school.
Really?
Yeah, like women in mortuary school like went way up, like because everyone got super fascinated by it, I guess. Which I was like, yeah, I could kind of see that. I mean, it would be kind of nice having a job where you didn't have to deal with fucking living people all the time.
Somebody's asking if the dog was found in a cage. I don't know. They said there was signs that the dog had been euthanized.
Yeah.
So it may have been in a cage, but she may have, given it a shot of something or pills or did something to it.
Which, man, I don't think I could have the heart to do that, but...
I guess if you're bereft and shit, so we're all out here, we're all going.
I guess.
It's like I was telling Jen, I've told the story before, I wanted to fucking look up the guy's name. There's a channel that I watch called Nick's Strength and Power, and he has a whole series of history videos, and he'll go after all these like bodybuilders throughout history and how they lived and how they died. And there was one guy out in California, I forget his name. Him and his wife were real big in the 70s. He was a muscle guy, and she was one of those big titty bimbos with the big fake tits, the huge ones. And this was like in the 70s when that was like a huge...
but not a lot of people had that.
Not a lot of people had them. So they ended up like on posters and magazine covers, surfing type magazines and car magazines, shit like that. Well, but they were pretty famous. They'd go to the clubs and fucking everybody liked to see them. They were evidently like a real cool couple. I think it was sometime in the 2000s, early 2000s. they had gotten old by then, and the guy's friend got a call from him, and fucking he was sobbing, saying she's dead. He's like, what? She goes, I woke up and she was dead in bed next to me. She says, I'm out of here. I'm gonna kill myself. And he's like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. And he's, I'm on my way over there. And he's like, okay, all right. You know, did you call the ambulance? He goes, yeah, I called the ambulance. You know. So he goes, I'm gonna come right over there. You know, and he had about a 15-minute drive, and he shows up to the place. Rings the doorbell, knocks on the doors, no answer, but it was unlocked. So he walks in, goes in the bedroom, and sure enough, she's laying in the bed dead. Big old titties. I had to throw that in there. That'd be a good part of
this. Of course.
Yeah. Old lady, her titties are huge. And then he's in the fucking chair next to the bed, dead, pistol in his hand. And it's like, oh fuck, he shot himself. Couldn't find a bullet hole in him.
He didn't. No.
He didn't. And it was a little 5-shot Chief Special revolver. It fucking had all 5 rounds in it. He sat down in bed next to that woman and died. He was so heartbroken. He just died.
That's so sad.
Yeah. I would go back and check
what Tom
that
said last night. He's like, it's kind of romantic though. Too.
Yeah, kind of romantic.
It is.
He couldn't live without her. So
yeah.
He was like, fuck it.
I get it.
Dying. I think they were in their late 60s. I think maybe early 70s.
Yeah, especially if you've been with somebody for a long time. It's like you can't really picture.
They said they were like the dynamic duo.
CB asked what we thought about Abby from NCIS. Ooh, I always thought she was cute as button.
I ran into her in New Orleans. I forgot what her name is.
Yeah. What?
She's got the crystal.
Yeah.
That's not a fucking costume. That's how she really looked. She was a goth chick. That's how she got that job.
And honestly, I love...
Her name was Polly Purette. Polly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that she was on a show and she was such a popular character. And they didn't make... Because I kind of feel like prior to this time, like when they put a goth in a movie, it was almost like a weird...
Like a costume.
Like a costume where they had to be a weirdo or something like that. Yeah. But it's like... So it was nice seeing like a goth character that just happened to be a goth character but had like a job and like could do other shit. You know what I mean? So... I thought that was like kind of cool.
Yeah, it kind of like brought a lot of goths out of the closet because like normies liked that program. They liked that character.
Right.
And but that's how she was. She got that job because that's how she dressed. And she was saying in some of her interviews she loved it. She loved working on that show because they bought her. They paid for her whole wardrobe.
Nice.
They said whatever she wanted to wear, that's what the wardrobe would be. But she used to hang out at the Crystal. In New Orleans, in the French Quarter, in the 90s, and she was there at the club. She was big though. She's a tall girl, like fucking damn near 6 feet. And then she was wearing platforms, a lot.
As you do.
But then she left, and I guess because moved out to California or something. But she was around. Yeah, when she was famous, people knew who she was. They said, "Hey, remember? You know, yeah, that's her." That kind of shit.
Yeah, funny. Oracle saying that there is also a body farm in Texas, and she said that's where my corpse will go. At the Texas body farm. I'll be dead. What do I care?
I just want to be fucking cremated.
I would probably rather
just burn me up.
After your remains are reduced to skeletal, your bones are taken to a memorial room where your family can visit the drawer you're in. And she says it's a 26-acre outdoor human decomposition research laboratory. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of like I said. The one that I read a book about was in Tennessee. But I knew that there were other ones, like, in the country, too. Like I said, I find that shit fascinating, but like I said, I probably wouldn't do it just because of the smell. It would just make me keep gagging and not be able to stop gagging. You know what I mean? But, you know, I'm not grossed out by looking at it. It's just the smell that gets me. I think is mainly what it is. Let's see. Phantom says, Tom, do you have any New Orleans vampire stories from there? Also, a Wednesday show about the New Orleans vampire Carter brothers would be an awesome show. Just saying. I did write that down like last time, I think, because you mentioned it, and I put that in one of the polls. I don't know if it's next week's poll or the week after that. And let me see.
No, just that, you know, fucking in the mid to late 90s, if you were in that area, goths had kind of a very kind of vampiric look still in our fashion sense. Some people had fangs and shit. But then there was like this new thing that came that was just like, it was like a vampire scene, and they weren't goths. They didn't like the music or anything. They were like in this role playing game.
Yeah.
And it was just
that was kind of a different thing.
It's like a different thing, and it kind of made it fucking kind of lame. So then it started that. So a lot of the vampiric elements in the look of the goth started to like be phased out.
Because we didn't want to be associated.
You want to be associated with. Really want to be associated with fucking live action role playing.
Yeah.
So it started to go more industrial looking, which is kind of more bondage looking, fucking, and fucking PVC clothing and.
Which was always an element, but I kind of feel like it got a lot more pronounced.
Started to get more pronounced to kind of go into more of a futuristic look.
Get away from the Victorian.
Get away from all the Victorian fucking Anne Rice, Queen of the Dead look, fucking Queen of the Damned,
Yeah, because like I said, we didn't. It's weird because some of
it's funny to see kids dressed that way at the club. It's good to see a young person like that. They're homaging the old looks because they do show up like that sometimes. The girls.
And I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
And they do a lot better than we did because they have access to a lot better shit than we had.
They have access to fucking clothes we could have only dreamed about.
Yeah. Like you can get it for cheap nowadays.
Yeah, back in the day.
And it's everywhere. And they also have other videos that they can look at, like for inspiration and stuff, which we didn't really have that too much.
Yeah, it was hard. We didn't have a goth media.
Not really.
It was just the clubs.
Yeah, clubs and like every now and then fanzines, that kind of stuff.
Propaganda magazine, and that was kind of but it was mostly like local fanzines, and it was made by Rapidograph and shit. See, but those were going out because shit like the internet and fucking web TV and fucking. Remember the early internet that was like Prodigy? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, was that what it was?
It was like an internet, but you could do it on a little, like a laptop type thing. You could order your groceries through it. You could do your bank account. They had commercials for it, and it was like they had it set up in the kitchen on a kitchen counter, ordering stuff in the commercial.
It's funny
because it had social media in it, very early, like message boards.
Right.
That's what social media was, in chat rooms and shit.
It's funny because I remember a long time ago that grocery delivery they started it. I think there was a company called Peapod, I want to say. And this was maybe back in the 90s or maybe early 2000s. And they were like, woo, grocery delivery. And people were like, yeah, cool idea, but it did not catch on at all. Which is like, really, I guess it was just kind of ahead of its time. Because now people do that shit all the time. But back then, everybody thought. They was like, no, I actually like to go to the store and pick up my own shit.
Well, a lot of girls like to go shop at the grocery store because they're cruising for dudes in there.
I hate grocery stores, honestly.
Yeah. When I got out of the Army for a few months, I worked at a Star Market in Boston. I fucking got cruised on all the time. If you worked at a grocery store, you could see the single women. And you could see who was looking. There's a lot of middle-aged women. But, they're just like, man, those chicks are looking.
Because their mom told them that it's like, go meet somebody in the grocery store.
But there were college girls in there, too. College girls in there saying, oh, you meet a nice man at the grocery store. If you worked in there, then you could have your run of them. Because you could see them coming and going. You see the regulars.
I don't really know why you'd be more likely to meet a nice man at the grocery store than anywhere else. It's like even serial killers got a shop for groceries. You know what I'm saying?
It was Boston, man. They were college kids. They didn't go to church. Okay, and then fucking they kind of, a lot of them were nerdy, so they were fucking averse to going to a club. They didn't have the social skills. So where are they going to be in a band? They didn't have dating apps.
True.
So they just tried to go out in public. And for some reason, women thought that you could meet a man at a grocery store.
Well, it's like everybody got to eat, right? So everybody got to go to the grocery store.
Yeah. Now evidently they have these women think that you're going to meet a man at Lowe's and Home Depot.
They're like, well, at least he'll know how to fix shit.
Yeah. Like, real men are at Lowe's. I've seen them fucking girls making TikTok videos, kind of making a joke of it. Oh, I'm going into fucking Home Depot. Oh, she goes.
She's thirst trapping.
Yeah, she's thirst trapping and shit. She's looking around, I don't see nobody.
That's hilarious.
There's a bunch of contractors and stuff.
I've never thought about that in my whole entire life.
They're like, this is where all the men are.
Only time we ever go to Lowe's, I'm just like, hey, like I need to depart for the toilet or something like that. It's like really.
I need a fucking shower knob.
Yeah, whatever happened with that?
I gotta get a shower knob.
Yeah.
I've been turning it with a pair of pliers.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. Because like
I turned a knob.
You're too strong. See.
Yeah, fucking. You
need to get
too
one
fucking jacked. I need to get a steel fucking knob.
Because you just bought that.
Just bought it. I break a plastic knob.
Not literally just bought it, but you probably bought it like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Maybe sooner than that.
Yeah.
But it's like, he's going to start the shower, and it's like, it's just like
break it off in my fucking hand.
And I was like, didn't you just buy that a couple months ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's broken out.
Yeah, because it's held together. It's like
you need like a titanium one or something.
It's gonna have to be fucking titanium. Yeah, it's gonna have fucking carbon fiber.
Because Tom's arms are too jacked. Yeah. Like, I can't even turn it like a normal man anymore.
Yeah,
like,
just break everything.
He just breaks everything off. Like,
yeah. Get so strong you can break your own fingers by accident.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
People don't realize that. Yeah.
I'm grossed out thinking about that.
Yeah. It's not as bad as it used to be. I think my bone density got fucking better.
Yikes.
I could feel bones creaking.
Ooh.
When I was doing weights and shit. Like I said, my bones are not 100% really fucking stiff. You can feel them flexing and kind of micro-fracturing. But they're...
I don't know, man.
My bone density is probably a lot better than it was, though. That was years ago. I haven't really had
I would hope so.
I haven't really had that feeling in a while.
I would hate to
like... I could break my own fingers or shit.
I would hate to like be in the bedroom and you're in the gym and then all of a sudden I hear you screaming.
Well, there's all kinds of videos. Dudes lifting shit and fucking...
Yeah.
And bones breaking. Pow! Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Or guys bench pressing 600 pounds, amazing amount of... They're like that, and all of a sudden you see the pectoral muscle just fucking rip away from the foot.
Yeah.
It's underneath the skin still, but you see his pec muscle just jump all the way over, because it fucking rips away.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That's why I don't like to lift all that heavy.
Yeah, you better not. I don't want this. I don't want a video.
I'm already over 300 pounds. But for my age, that's like fucking...
That would be fucking horrifying.
Half a percentile can do that.
Holy
but
shit.
I kind of estimate, at the rate that things are going, in about a year or two, I might be up about 350. Yeah. That's a lot of weight.
Yeah.
400. I could probably reach 400. That's what my motorcycles weigh.
Yeah.
It's so funny, man. I was with changing tires on a motorcycle and just reach down, just fucking pick the fucking back of my motorcycle up. Couldn't do that back when I weighed 150 pounds. Just pick the back of the motorcycle, put the wheel in it. This thing's fucking light. I got to ride on a lawnmower. I just fucking pick the back of it up and just fucking slide it over into the fucking garage. So I don't have to do all that shit. I just slide it. I don't think I could have done that at 150 pounds either.
Yeah. See, he said, Tom, I deadlifted 500 pounds and got a trip to the hospital.
Yeah. Well, deadlift it's mostly your lower back and your thighs, legs doing that. So, and your arms are locked when you're doing it. So if you're gripping it right, you can do it. I mean, I haven't done a deadlift in a long time. I'm mostly focusing on fucking upper body. And right now I'm going into fucking thighs and booty, trying to put some booty meat on there.
He wants booty meat.
Yeah. Trying to get this shit. And then, but I think the last I did it was, I think I did 375 for a dead, and that was years ago. So I could probably do a lot more now for a deadlift.
But like I said.
But I don't think I'd get much out of a deadlift.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are certain kind of lifts that once you get to a certain age, man, it's kind of you're past your prime for doing that particular lift, and there's more risk than reward. Like, yeah, your V-taper might get a little bit better. Your waist might be a half an inch smaller in diameter if you get good at that. You know what I mean? But you also have a chance of fucking your back up. So
yeah,
it's better to just, you know what I mean? Just accept that your waist is going to be about a half inch bigger, Because you can still kind of get a decent waistline if you're old just by losing fat. Not really by lifting weight, but by losing fat. And injecting testosterone and certain fucking compounds, you're going to fucking metabolize better. So you'll lose some fat. And then clenbuterol. That's a miracle drug there, man. Which is nothing more than 3 little pills a day. And it's the same thing it's like albuterol, the inhaler for asthma. It's just that it's a pill version, and they have it in Europe. It has a longer half-life. So instead of a 12-hour half-life, it has a 26-hour half-life. So you get more bang for your buck. And one of the weird side effects of clenbuterol is that it's a bronchial dilator. But one of the weird side effects is that it mobilizes fat reserves. I fucking lost a lot of weight around the waist. If I look down, it looks different all the time. I'm losing between a half a pound to a pound a week. Somewhere around there. So maybe 4 pounds a month. And, you know, I don't have much more to lose. If I lose another 6 pounds, I'll be a fitness model. No joke. My 6-pack's just starting to come in. I haven't showed the shit off yet. I'm not going to show the shit off until it's fucking ready. It's 6 pounds. It's 6. If I were to lose 6 pounds, I'd have a fucking pro athlete fucking 6-pack. I'd look like a men's fashion model. At 56. There ain't no dudes that can do that, not naturally. Oh. It's working out, training, diet, drugs.
Samantha says, you guys are never sick.
Never what?
Never sick.
Yeah, we don't really get that sick. Jenny never gets sick.
I hardly ever get sick. But actually, that's my whole entire life. I think I just have like a stainless steel immune system. I must have inherited that from somewhere.
She's got a real solid constitution. And she's what's called a weak responder. No matter what I give her, if it's really a medicine or a hormone or whatever.
And it's the same thing. If I get an illness or something, it doesn't really do much of anything.
Yeah, you have to give her fucking strong doses to get any reaction out of her. So she's real stable.
Yeah. Physically, anyway. Not mentally.
She responded real well to fucking weight training, though. Responded real well. Weight training and nandrolone.
But yeah, like I said, I think it must be a genetic thing because I remember when I was a kid, like my family would get sick and I would either not get it or I would get it like a tiny, tiny fraction of what they got. Like I said, I don't remember my whole entire life, and I'll be 53 this year. I've never had to stay in bed because I was sick. Never really had to go to a hospital because I was sick, or I never stayed overnight at a hospital. I went one time because I was having coughing fits, but they gave me some stuff and it went away. But that's like the only time.
Yeah.
I mean, I hardly ever get sick. It's like, I'm saying that and I'm probably like cursing myself, but you know what I mean? It's just, I've always been like that. I just never really get sick. Phantom said, is Ariel still alive and does Tom still use her?
It's not really just for me, fucking... Jen, it was Jen's idea to get it.
Yeah.
No, she's hanging in the closet.
Yeah, in the closet.
Yeah.
Well, it's better. They
can't be laying around sitting.
Because they get like, the weight distributed. Like this stuff that they're made of. It's
just made out of TPE and the skeleton and everything.
It gets like squished and stuff if you leave it in one position for too long. It's better to actually like suspend them.
Yeah, the top of their heads they have a hole that's fucking threaded steel, and there's a little plug with an eye that you screw in there. And you put a wig on them, and you fucking cut a slit in the wig so that plug can go through it. And then there's a big S hook that goes through there. And then you can fucking tie a 550 cord to something like the coat rack in a fucking closet and hang them up in there. And they just kind of hang, she's got clothes on and little shoes. She's in a little cute pose and shit. Just you open the closet and she's in there. Now my buddy's got 4 of them. I'll show you the pictures, I guess. He's got a rack in his room where they all hang, all dressed up in lights and shit. But he makes them. He helps design them. He's a French kind of porn guy. I'll show you his setup. But he's got nothing. He's the one that recommended that doll. Because I just went to the expert on on X or on Twitter. And I found a guy who was fucking like the king of all that shit. He lived in France. And he knew all the models and helped design a lot of them. And sells videos of them, photographs them, makes all these kind of beautiful photographs. And then the companies use his photograph to market them. And he does all the AutoCAD designs for the bodies. Because it's Chinese companies and they'll make a doll to Chinese men's tastes, which are skinny, no calves or anything. And he's like, he goes, Western guys won't buy that. And they're like, yeah, they don't sell that well there. And he goes, so he's making voluptuous ones with BBLs, muscle girls, just shit like that. Western guys don't like skinny women.
I mean, I guess some do, but it's more common for them to
it's more common right now, fucking curves.
Tiggly Toot says, you don't look 53. Well, thank you very much. I am that. Well, I'll be 53 in September, actually. I'm 52. CB says, Jenny, tell the truth, you're only 40. Yeah, I wish. I don't even remember 40, to be honest with you. It was a long time ago. SideQuest Ciarra says, I'm the same. The only time I actually got genuinely really sick from illness was pneumonia in basic training. Yeah, I've never had pneumonia. I don't think I've ever had the flu, now that I'm thinking about it. I don't think so. I don't think I've ever had the flu. I get like little colds and shit like that here and there, but not usually. I literally don't think I've ever gotten the flu. Not that I remember anyways. Phantom says Ariel's clam can literally collect dust on it. Well, now it can't because she's standing up. For a while, we kind of kept her...
That's when
Tom would like move her around. Like she'd be laying like on the... We had like a bench at the foot of the bed. And like she'd be laying on there like... And he would kind of change her position so she wouldn't get all squished. Like, and sometimes he'd sit her in the chair or something like that. But, you know... We had people coming over, and he's like, we should probably like put her in the closet.
That's one of his.
Don't want people getting weirded out.
That's one of his, just kind of standing in his room.
That one's a... he helped design that one. That one's a Jessica Rabbit doll.
John Gore said, I want one of those vintage goofy blow-up dolls from the 60s.
Yeah.
You could probably still get those. I imagine you can get them on eBay, right? Yeah, they were like so bad.
Yeah.
They would just like come in that plastic... bag, like that plastic fucking packaging, and it just, the mouth was like just this big round gaping hole, and it was just kind of like, it didn't even
they were gags, they weren't.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I'm sure like people really used them, even though they wouldn't admit it.
No, they didn't. What that was is that was kind of like one of those toys that you would order from a kid's comic book, like the Million Soldier Army and shit like that. It was just like cut out paper, plastic ones, and
like
each one
like
has 100 guys in it. You know? It was like that. They sold them in the back of men's magazines back in the 60s and the 70s. By the 80s, that was over. And, you know, you paid fucking... They showed you a picture of a woman, and, you know, they would... All these descriptive terms and everything. They never show you what the doll looked like.
Yeah.
You said on fucking $20, and that's what you got.
It showed up, and you...
What were you thinking, man? $20.
Off. Yeah. That's what I mean. So a good top-of-the-line sex doll is going to cost you...
Thousands.
At least...
$1,600.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If it's less than that, there's a reason.
There's a reason, yeah.
You know, just saying. But a lot of, I mean, they're really, the one we have is actually really well made.
Yeah, and it's hard to photograph them to get them to kind of come across as the way they really look. I've taken photographs of them, tried to show it on the show. We've had it here on video, and it looks waxy over video because that's not the way it actually looks when you look at it. It looks like a living cartoon in real life.
Yeah.
She's not realistic. She's cartoonish. She's a Disney character.
Yeah, that's why she's called Ariel.
It's
she was based off of the Little Mermaid.
She's the Little Mermaid.
Like, you probably wouldn't know that if she has, because we don't have like the Ariel red wig on her. We actually have pink, like it's kind of a pink, sort of gothy looking wig on her with ponytails and stuff.
This is his bedroom. He's showing his whole little doll laboratory eyes that he's making, and then over in the corner of his room he's got 3 of them, and he designed all 3 of those for a company, 2 or 3 different companies, and they're hanging by metal wire, and they're on electric winches that can pull them up. They got fucking roller skates on and shit. That's actually 2 Ariels just made up differently. But he does piercings on them and does all the makeup, makes clothes. And his house, it's an apartment in Paris, actually. And his apartment, if you looked at it, it looks like girls live there. Pink walls and shit. That's the way his house looks. And he likes hot rods and fucking guns and shit. He's fucking real macho. It's just that he likes feminine energy around him.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And he's got girlfriends and goes to Thailand and fucks the Thai girls and makes videos, and makes porn. Oh, yeah, he's got 2 more of them there. All right. Laying out on the bed. So that's his little fucking paradise. That's what he does. And that's his hobby. And he's kind of known for it in the doll fetish community. Because it's those dudes, we got it for business purposes because we were going to make videos.
Which we still haven't done yet.
Which we still haven't got around to.
But we do kind of, we haven't filmed anything yet, but we do do stuff with it.
Yeah, we've done stuff with it. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Cheaper than hiring a girl.
Every time.
But, there's guys out there now that would rather have those dolls than girlfriends. It's a fetish. They're more turned on by that doll than they are by real women. And eventually those things are going to be walking around and talking. They're going to have AI in them.
And then probably the guys won't like them anymore because they're like, why are they talking?
Well, I predict that they'll have a bunch of different programs, of course, for different personalities.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But I think what would happen eventually is that they would have the thing, it would be kind of like Grok 3 or Grok 4, and it would be really useful to have. In other words, remember in Space Hunter, the guy had the android, but he was having sex with her, but she was real competent.
Yeah.
And fixing everything and fucking had all this information and shit. She was kind of like having a scientist on his team. It's going to be like that, probably. Where they'll have sex with him, but they'll also ask him a bunch of questions and learn from him.
Victor says, pro tip, if you can't afford a sex doll, just put some mayo in a Ziploc bag and stick it between your mattress and bottom spring. I mean, you could just get a pocket pussy. They're really not that expensive.
And that's more direct to the point anyway.
They're made like specifically for that. It's okay.
Yeah.
But like I said, if we're talking about kind of like I think Wang had a whole series of videos on homemade sex toys gone wrong.
Yeah. Dude's tying shit to the fucking ceiling fan and goes around and rips your dick off.
I mean, it didn't rip his dick off, but
it cut him up.
It did cut him up, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, why did you even think of that? That's crazy. Yeah. CB said, my girlfriend dressed as Jessica Rabbit, but we had to stop having sex because she couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty tight dress. I had a similar thing happen. This was a long time ago, but I remember that time I had a corset on, and this was like years and years ago, and you pulled my legs up and put my legs over your shoulders. Do you remember that?
Who?
You.
When? I was reading something else. What happened?
Okay, now I have to start all over.
Yeah.
This was like years ago.
Yeah.
Because he was saying about they had to stop having sex because of the Jessica Rabbit outfit. Uh-huh. And I said I had a corset on. Yeah. Like I had the whole outfit on actually.
Oh, the time when you killed you with the corset?
Yeah, you almost killed me.
Yeah, I had her ass flipped upside down, was fucking tearing it up.
He pulled the.
I didn't realize she couldn't breathe. She couldn't even talk.
Because my head was on the ground.
Yeah.
Like sideways.
Yeah.
And I couldn't breathe because I had a corset on, and I was like trying to tell him, it's like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. Like this is so embarrassing.
I looked down, saw her struggling. I was like, oh shit.
Oh my god.
She can't breathe. Forgot about the corset.
I was like, I can't. I generally can breathe in a corset. Well, it depends on.
Not at that angle.
But not at that angle. I couldn't. And like I said, my head was on the floor, and like it was, like that. You know what I mean? Like on the rug. So not only did I have the corset on, which was like constricting my lungs, but I also like my neck was like that, and I couldn't breathe at all. And I couldn't say anything, and I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die like this. Yeah, how embarrassing.
John Gora said that they look for anime influence. Yeah, he has one that he designed.
Gotta pee again.
It's actually a top seller. They give him the initial prototype. It's kind of like, and it's an anime doll, but it looks better. A lot of the ones that the Chinese guys made, they look too much like an anime. This one kind of, I can pull up photographs of it or videos of it. It's kind of like the Jessica doll, like I showed you, except it has much narrow shoulders. First of all, none of that shit is realistic. It's far outside normal human proportions. No woman's built like that. The waists are too narrow. The shoulders tend to be a little bit too narrow. The rib cages are kind of small. The ass and thighs tend to be bigger and proportionally than the rest of it. The heads are a little bit too small.
The eyes are too big. That's just outside human proportions. But the thing is, though, is that if you put one that is to human proportions, if you put that in front of you, it's not attractive. It looks like a poorly executed corpse. It looks like you made a dead person and you didn't make a dead person very well. They are a lot better if they look more like a work of art. If they don't look real, they tend to look more lively. There's just something about the human mind and the eye. You don't have that uncanny valley. So the new one that he made, he invented a new kind of eye. Normally it was a glass eye, like the one we had. It's like a glass type eye. It's flat on the back and there's cotton balls behind it so you can move it around. He made one that is like a recessed lens. It's got a clear lens on the outside and the back of it goes way in and it's got the iris on there. And there's an optical illusion. When you look at it and move, it looks like the eyes are following you. And some of them, in that particular doll, some of them are light up from the inside and make patterns. So now you have kind of like a cyber effect, where it looks like you're dealing with a robot. It's cool though. I'll show you. Very anime, kind of Japanese looking.
Tammy says, you need to watch Companion, then you wouldn't be so eager for walking, talking sex dolls. I do want to see that movie, though. I do want to see it. We still haven't seen it yet.
It's just something that's going to happen.
It is going to happen.
It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
You have AI. They have the drone technology they need. They have the robotics that they need to do it. It's just that it's not cheap enough yet. But it will be. That shit will come down in price.
Yeah, I mean, everything always does.
The first ones will appear. They'll be about $15,000.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's just like any new technology like that. Everything's super expensive. Shit, man, I remember when fucking VCRs first came out. They were fucking thousands of dollars.
But a guy will pay $15,000, $20,000. What he would pay for a car. They'll finance it. And it'll have a fucking 20 or 30 year fucking operating lifespan. So, they'll buy it. And they'll make sure it's upgradable.
It might be, I think it might be kind of interesting to have one. But I don't know.
They have to be able to multitask, though. They can't just be...
And you have to be able to turn them off.
Well, you could. You would. And they would also have to be stuff that they would be useful, too. They had to have a bunch of information. They could be like a secretary.
Yeah, like you said, it's if
that's enough money where you could do something with it.
If you're just going to use it as a sex bot, it seems like a waste. It could do lots of other things.
It doesn't need to be AI if it's just if it's just for sex.
Right.
It's going to be a servant.
Although the closer to a human it gets, like I'd feel bad like treating it as a servant.
I don't think they're going to make them that close to humans. Actually, I think they're going to be just like these dolls, because these guys are experimenting with them and they know how the market reacts to them. The ones that are realistic don't sell.
Well, like you said, because it's kind of weird. I think some people might be into that, but I think that's like a minority. Like if you're going to spend that much money, you want one that doesn't necessarily look exactly like a real person, because you can't get that in a real person, and also it's a little bit creepy.
They want it to look better than a real person.
And like I said, it's a little creepy having something that looks too much like a real person. That's like I said, it's kind of like having a corpse in your house. I was never creeped out. Like Ariel doesn't creep me out because she doesn't really look, I mean, she kind of looks like a person, but she doesn't look like a real person. You know what I mean?
She looks like a toy.
Yeah. It's not like her proportions and her face and stuff like that. You don't see real people that look like that. So it doesn't creep me out. She doesn't look like a dead body or anything. Plus Tom always like puts her in positions because he always says he's like, I can't stand if she's in like an uncomfortable or a position that looks uncomfortable. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he always has to like put her in a position, like if she's in the chair or whatever, like sitting so she looks like she's comfortable.
Like she's watching TV or something.
Yeah, like he's like, because I can't stand it if she's like not in a weird position.
It makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah, it would make me uncomfortable too, because even though that's not a real person, obviously, but it's just something, it's kind of like when you have a picture that's crooked. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. You can't really, it just bothers you. It just bothers you. I think that's all it is. John Gore said it'd be cool if she double dutied as a home defense system. Yeah. That's what I mean. It's like, they could do lots of different features. I mean, really, the possibilities are limitless.
That's the one that he designed, and she comes fully equipped with a Brazilian butt lift.
Brazilian butt lift.
Yeah.
Because Tom was like, I wonder if we could get one of those, but you said her tits weren't big enough.
Yeah. Not really my thing.
It's like she has a nice butt, but her tits.
Yeah. That's what he wanted.
Tom's a tit guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a butt guy too, but he's mostly a tit guy.
See,
Stevie said Jenny nearly died in an undignified position. That literally went through my head at the time. Like, oh my god, I'm gonna die like this, and it's gonna be on the fucking news, and everyone's gonna laugh at me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But thankfully, he looked down and he's like, "Oh, that's you can't breathe."
Trying to find the one. There's the one. Trying to find the one where he made the eyes and everything. Fuck. It was a ways back. And you see, I found some of it, but some of them she's kind of nude, so you can't.
Yeah, don't show that.
Yeah. I don't want to get demonetized. Let me see if
Yeah, it's just funny. CB said, I love redhead women. Yeah, I feel like a lot of guys... Well, redheads, it's pretty rare. Not really a high percentage. Like I said, my natural hair color is red, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what color it is now. I've dyed it for so long.
This is that doll with the Brazilian butt lift. He's used AI to animate it.
Okay. But that's kind of like the advertising that they wanted. Okay. I may be able to show this one. This is the one that's more like an anime
character that he designed. And those eyes follow you. Because they're recessed in. They're about 2 inches deep.
Phantom was talking about Terminator Genesis. Said I watched it recently for the second time, and I definitely liked it better the second watch. First time I watched it, I hated it. I haven't seen Terminator Genesis. I've only seen the first two. I don't think I bothered with the other ones. If I did see the other ones, I don't remember them. I've seen all the Alien movies, but the Terminator ones, I was just like stopped after the second one. And like I said, I know this is a controversial opinion, but I didn't like Terminator 2 as much the second time.
Yeah.
Or the more times I see it, like, the less I like it. Yeah. I mean, the first Terminator is perfect. But the second one, I loved it. But then, like, the more times I see it, like, I don't like it as much. Like, I still like it, but I don't like it as much as I did the first time I saw it.
Gotta be careful what I can show you, because that shit's fucking fully nude there.
Well, yeah, you can't.
You see how the eyes are following?
Well, I can't, but yeah. Yeah, that's... You can't show that.
I didn't. I left it out of the camera. Look at her. Watch her eyes.
She's got a tentacle.
See the eyes?
Yeah.
See that how the eyeballs are following?
Yeah. Where'd that tentacle come from?
Came out of her booty.
Oh, okay. Wait, she's got a tentacle in her booty?
It's a fucking sex toy. It's tentacle porn.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I was asking. Because I was like, wait, does she
She's
come?
just holding it.
Does she come with that?
No.
With the tentacles?
Nah.
That's pretty cool. I want one with tentacles.
The weird thing about these dudes that are really into this shit, fucking, they do photo shoots with them. They just photograph them. It's just what they do.
Which, like I said, they're not hurting anybody.
See the eyes?
Yeah.
I think that's a good rendition of an anime character.
Yeah.
Because some of the other shit that I've seen them do sucks.
Yeah. No, that looks like a living anime character.
You're right,
pretty much.
I can't show that one to you guys because she's just laid out too much. I could probably show this one. No. Okay, here. I can show this one. She's got clothes on.
Those are about $2,000. See how the eyes move? The only one in the industry that does that.
And it's an eye you put in, but you have to have the eye socket has to be a certain size.
And for right now, it's only that doll. But they're going to make more of them. There he is making eyes. It's lenses for the eyes.
CB said one of the guys at the bar that had...
Go ahead, talk.
I can't see it. Your arms in the way. One of the guys at the bar that has a belly button fetish said you can choose a belly button type on the dolls because he bought one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can customize them.
Yeah.
Like I mean, you're paying like a couple grand for it, so yeah, you can customize all kind of stuff on it.
Each company's different. And like I said, I went to this guy. If anybody has any questions, I'll get you in contact with this guy. He knows all the brands. He personally knows all the guys, the names of all these Chinese guys that make those and own the companies and everything. They hire him as a contract designer. Okay, they hire him, and the shit he makes sells. Okay, at least to the Western market. Just because they give you an option, that doesn't mean you should take that option. Like, there's all kinds of options you'll pay extra money for. And he says, no, don't do that. You're just adding something onto the bill. You can do that yourself with makeup and other accessories and shit for a fraction of the cost.
Yeah.
Like, he changes the nipples on them. You can make because he can make TPE. You can make a nipple to go over the old nipple, and you hold it in with a piercing.
Yeah, okay.
And yes, and if you do it right, if everything's molded correctly, it fucking holds tied up to it, good enough for a photo shoot. Said you can glue it. They have TPE glues that are flexible that'll do it. But he doesn't because he changes them for different kind of shoots, you know.
Guitar Girl is here. Says cool dolls. Hello Jenny. Hello Tom.
Yeah.
What are we talking about today? Right now we're talking about sex dolls. Why?
Yeah, and
they
make male ones too.
Yeah.
But you know, it's for the gay scene though. It's not really for women. Don't buy that kind of shit. If women were to buy one of these dolls, they'd buy a female doll.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably would. I might buy a trans one, but
yeah, there's a kit for that.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Add a dick on one.
That's what I mean. It'd be kind of cooler to have like a female one that you could like add it. That you could add a dick whenever you wanted.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's like then you'd have best of both worlds. That'd be pretty cool, actually.
Or you can just put a strap on it.
Yeah, you could do that too.
Yeah,
you could do that too. That would be the cheaper option.
Yeah. The thing is it's not human proportions, so you'd have to tailor make one. I got all that leather. So the thing is that you can't put anything black up against the doll or dark blue because the TPE absorbs the dye.
That's the problem, yeah. So the thing about the doll is that she always has to... So Tom had to buy her... She can't wear my clothes. Well, one, because she's like...
tiny.
She's really tiny.
They're not human proportions.
And yeah, but she can sometimes wear some of my stuff, but not, anything, because, I'm bigger than her.
She's the size 4.5 shoe.
Yeah.
5 will work.
But also, she can't wear anything dark colored. So Tom had to buy her... just stuff that was like pink and white.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty much all she can wear without it bleeding into the...
Yeah.
Like, it'll come off, but if you leave dark clothes on her for too long, it will stain.
Yeah, the stain will be too deep if it's on there for too long.
And you won't be able to get it out.
And what's the weirdest thing is that it comes out of there with zit cream.
Yeah.
It's fucking... what is it? What's that active ingredient in zit cream? Oxy something or other.
I don't remember.
I had to get some of that zit cream and fucking put it on there. And I said, how's that shit going to work? He told me it would work. Came back fucking a half hour later and the stain was gone.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. It oxidizes it.
Yeah. John Gora said it'd be cool to have a Bride of Frankenstein doll that acted all freaky and hisses at you.
They have all that shit.
Oh my god.
They have all that fucking freaky...
I never realized that, I wanted that, but now I kind of want that.
They have all kinds of vampire dolls.
Yeah, they do have, all monster ones and stuff.
Video game characters like Tifa from what is it? Metal Gear. Monsters. They'll custom make stuff for you. Some of them are furry dolls where there's an animal head on a human body. They got everything.
Yeah, they can make pretty much anything you want. You know what I mean? Like I said, if you're willing to pay the fucking money, they can make you a werewolf or whatever. You know what I mean? So, and I guess there's a market for it, and there's people with some money with that kind of stuff. I don't know. They're probably making content, I would imagine. So it's like a business expense. Like ours was, even though, like I said, we haven't made any videos with it yet. But we will eventually. Eventually. But like I said, we have had fun with it. But I'm not filming it. But we'll get around to filming it one of these days. Yeah, CB said, what puts me off the dolls is most of the guys are creepy. But not all are creepy, but the dolls aren't for me. Yeah, it's like I can kind of see why it wouldn't be. Like I said, we just bought it for videos. And, you know, sometimes it's kind of fun. It's like, hey, we'll pretend it's a third person. But it's not really, I don't know. Times like I never really feel like compelled to like go have sex with it. Like when you're not around, you know what I mean? It's like it's not a person. He's like, and it's not the same. So, you know, but I can see if you're single or, you know, something like that, or you just like have a thing for him, then yeah. But I can see how if it's not your thing too. Let's see. Camp Guy said they have a YouTube feature on some channel called Bad Wax Figures of Famous People. Yeah, I've seen some pretty bad ones. I mean, I've usually been to... There's actually quite a good... I've been to, like, Madame Tussauds in London. And most of those were pretty good. But, like, surprisingly, there's a wax museum in St. Augustine in Florida. And it's quite small, but they make all the wax figures there in-house. And, like, you can watch them making them. Like, whichever ones they're working on. And the ones in there are surprisingly good. I was actually kind of shocked. For such a small place, like, I went in there. I took pictures of all of them. I don't remember where they went, though. They're on one of my hard drives somewhere. But, you know, for such a little place, they really do seem to do a really good job with with the wax figures and the costumes. Like, none of them looked weird or, like, you know, or anything like that. They all looked really good. And Ted Bundy would have loved a sex doll. Well, if he had, maybe he wouldn't have done what he did. You know what I mean? I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe it's better that, like, they have realistic sex dolls now. It's like maybe people that have those proclivities can just get their rocks off with an inanimate object instead of fucking with innocent people. But I don't know. I feel like Ted Bundy probably would have just done the shit anyway.
What you know, Ma?
TV said Ted Bundy would have loved a sex doll.
Nah.
No, that's what I was saying. No. I said I think he got off on the whole...
He wanted to kill women.
Yeah.
He liked the power and the fucking interaction and everything.
Yeah, because like I said, you don't really get that, obviously, from a sex doll. Unless they have AI ones, maybe... Like I said, maybe when they have AI ones that move around and shit, maybe that will kind of quench some people's weird...
The reality of owning a doll like that to the average guy is going to be very different from what you think it's going to be like. I saw photographs of those things before a long time ago. I said, oh man, that'd be like having a real woman. It's not.
No.
It's not. It's an inanimate object. It's like a statue. It's very heavy. They weigh around 100 pounds.
Yeah,
it's
like
dead
a person.
Weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not real, I guess you could say, wieldy or handy. They're kind of like a 3D porn statue.
Yeah.
Is more what they're like. And they are cute to have around. But it's not something that kind of like drives you to want to have sex with it.
Yeah.
You know, just in the same way if you see a hot painting, you don't want to have sex with the painting. You might want to jerk it to the painting. You don't want to have sex with the painting.
So I'm going to stick my dick right through this canvas.
Yeah.
Pat, pat, pat.
Yeah. Me and Jen will be fucking throwing down and she'd be sitting over there and says, look at that bitch. She's like, I know. We're just talking to whatever. You know, she's just something to look at, you know, more than anything else.
Look at her.
Because what's going to happen when you grab her, man, she's going to all of a sudden get into a real fucked up looking position. You pull her, fucking wig's going to come off. Shoes going to fucking fall off.
Yeah, the reality of it.
The reality of it is not quite like what you think it's going to be. That's why those dudes mostly just do photo shoots with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if they do video themselves having sex with these things. That guy that I showed you on his fucking X, he's having sex with those things. He lets everybody see. He don't give a shit. He's really into it. He's having sex with women too. Okay. But the thing is that doll's pre-positioned. You know what I mean? It's not like it was like fluid like a woman where you, come here, baby, you know, hey, get down in there, yeah, that's right. You know, it's not like that.
Yeah.
Because this thing can't move.
Yeah. You have to, like, pick her up. You have to, put her on the bed. You got to, like, crank her legs out. You put her in position.
And you have to think about it because there's a lot of weight involved.
Yeah.
And there's puppeteering skills. Like, yeah, this is a great position, but look at her fingers. You know, the fingers are just, the fingers are just TPE rubber tubes with metal, with metal wire in it, like coat hanger type wire, and they break eventually. And so they don't have joints in them.
Yeah.
Some of mine are broken, and I just pulled the wire out, so it just dangles.
Yeah.
Because it's just useless. And I asked him, I says, why don't you guys put articulated fingers? And he goes, you stupid. He's French. He's like, you stupid. You crazy? He says, yeah, why don't you have, because I came from a world of little action figures, little Japanese fucking robots and shit. Yeah. Why don't you just have articulated fingers on there? Because she weighs 100 pounds, she'll break. It'll break. And I go, oh, yeah. Because the hand will be on there, and you'll turn it over, and then all that shit will fucking snap and break off. Yeah. They'll break her own fingers. So when it happens, every time you move her, all those fucking fingers with the wires in there, it ends up looking like an octopus.
Yeah, it looks like all.
Yeah. So you're seeing those pictures; everything's all pre-positioned.
Yeah. So it's good for that. Like it's good for making videos if you prepped it beforehand. Like I said, the few times that we've messed around with it,
it's unwieldy.
Yeah.
It's not spontaneous.
Yeah. It's like you kind of have to plan that.
But we were trying to try it out to see what we could do with the video.
Yeah.
You can do a video with it, but it's going to be a couple of static shots.
Yeah.
For some kind of an act that you're going to do. And then every time you move the thing, you're going to have to stop. Reposition, you're going to have to change the lighting to get it all right. And then you're going to start again, phase 2. And it's going to it's a stand-in, basically, for a real person.
Yeah.
And what's good about it is that you can show the face.
Yeah.
Because they got cute faces. If you don't want to show the face, you might be able to suspend the disbelief that it's a real person.
That it's a real person.
Right.
I mean, they're not moving all that much.
As soon as you see the face, you know it's not a real person.
Yeah.
No humans have faces that pretty. Well, it's true.
Yeah.
Ariel's face was modeled after a Disney cartoon.
Yeah, like a cartoon face.
No woman has those facial proportions. The bridge of the nose recesses in too dished. The nose is too small.
Disney princess nose.
It's Disney princess nose, yeah.
Which, unless you have surgery, nobody has that. You can't get that right.
And then the eyes are kind of big in comparison to the head. The head is small.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think the thing that I like about it is that I was gonna say TMI, but I was like, Jesus Christ, these people have been here for such a long time. I shouldn't have to like give that warning. But it's like I like being able to watch you do that, but like that's not a real person. But because I don't ever get to see you from that perspective, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Jenny has the thing where she kind of likes to see me have sex with other women,
but not really. Like that would be heartbreaking.
Well, we've had threesome type things, but that didn't quite go down that way. But it's just it's easier on a woman. She can enjoy it more if she knows there's not another woman actually there.
Yeah.
She's just
but you're getting the idea of what it would look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like about it.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I have like a weird thing about that.
Right.
You know? So I think that's probably what I like best about it.
Yeah. And, it's the same thing, guys being aroused by watching their woman fucking use toys on themselves. It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah, that's what, because we've had this discussion before.
Yeah, you're seeing your woman detached like third person.
Yeah.
Her individual sexuality. What it'd be like if you weren't there. Yeah, what is she doing behind your back? That's just hot.
But like in a safe environment. Like that she's not doing anything because you're right there watching.
You're right there watching, right.
But it's just kind of like you're imagining like what it would be like if you weren't there.
Yeah.
Which there's something really hot about that.
Yeah.
I think. Like, well, you think that too.
Yeah.
Because we both have like a similar kind of thing in that regard.
Yeah.
Like I said, I would never do that in real life. Yeah. It's just that, like going behind your back or doing anything like that. Yeah. Like I don't do that kind of shit. But it's just kind of like, it's kind of fun to like fantasize about it.
They got dudes
that love it if their girlfriend goes behind their back and does that shit. They want to record it and then they want to see it afterwards. Fucking that shit goes on.
Yeah, like I wouldn't like that, but it's like I can understand why.
Yeah,
I can understand why.
There was one of the chicks that she eventually ended up in porn, but she got famous before she was in porn for posting what it was she was doing for her boyfriend.
Yeah,
and I think she was British. She's either British or I think she was British. She was in Europe, might have been German. She was. He was telling her to go fucking go on the subway, go blow some random dude that she liked, and she'd pick out a random dude that she liked.
Yeah, some couples do that. I've known a couple people like that.
She's like, I'm gonna make a video with me blowing you, fucking, And she's like, okay, and he would sign the release form because you got it because. You have to sign a release.
You got to cover your ass, man.
You're right. She'd fucking blow the dude.
You can't just put that shit up randomly.
She'd blow the dude and send it to him, and he'd lose his fucking mind. He loved it, and then he'd fuck the shit out of her. And then they'd post it, which was like a second hit for that guy.
Right.
That it's now public that she did that. That's like for him, that was like she's on center stage. Well, they went on for about a year or so like that. Then they just kind of broke up. But she was already famous. She was making all this money off these videos that she was posting. And then she ended up doing studio porn.
Yeah.
I think she's gone now. She was cute.
I can, like I said, intellectually, I can see why people would be into that. Like we've talked about that for. It's like because I know
it's
like
bad girl fascination.
Bad girl fascination, and also like on the dude side, it's kind of like slightly a cuck fetish.
Yeah,
which is very common.
Yeah.
Very common.
Well, what that does is I respond a little bit to that, but I'm not like some dudes are into like a humiliation behind it, like they're wanting to be like small and insignificant. I'm not like that.
Yeah, they want like some of the stuff like when we had some people come on Stream Mate, some of the cuck fetish had to do with like you berating them.
Yeah.
Like talking about how small their dick was, and it's like you can never satisfy a woman with that or anything like that.
In case you guys don't know, if you're new to the show, whatever, me and Jen also we're in that industry. We make videos and we were doing Stream Mate. We were doing live stuff.
Like we haven't for a while.
We haven't done it for a while. Jenny got another fucking.
I got another job, and I didn't really have a lot of time to do it anymore.
They've been bombarding her with work that pays well, so fucking, why fuck that? Because really, it gets old doing that shit.
Yeah, it's fun, but
it kind of wears off, and it's kind of like fucking. Anyway, what was I getting at? The way I am, because the way I grew up. Me and my best friend used to tag team girls in fucking high school. Fucking, we loved it. It's called the Devil's Threesome. Me and him didn't fuck around, but we would like talk. We're like, man, we're gonna get this chick, and she's gonna be walking on clouds, and we're done. They say, yeah, we're gonna ruin her. No man will ever be able to fucking, top what we're gonna do. We take her on dates, take them on dates. They were friends of ours, we knew them, and we had a good reputation for that. So there was something about that situation. You're trying to top the other guy. There's like a friendly competition. So with me, it was always this thing of like, well, shit, I gotta fucking up my game. You know what I mean? And I like that competitive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Where I'm gonna keep my woman. Okay, I can beat him. I can beat him. Watch. I'm gonna do this to her. It's just that.
So it's like more like one-upmanship, rather than humiliation.
Yeah, it's not about humiliation. No, it's about I know she's hot. Everybody wants her, but I'm gonna get her.
Yeah.
And a woman becomes more attractive to me if other guys want her.
Yeah.
Yeah. If other guys don't want her, and in my mind, her status goes down a little bit. Because I got pictures to prove it. Y'all seen fucking Jan. You've seen all my exes and shit. All my exes and fucking all my girlfriends are fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, you definitely have a. Well, I don't think you have you don't have a type necessarily.
No, she just had to be high status. Other guys had to
because out of the people you've dated with, there's not really a common thread.
Just good looking.
Yeah. Not
good
really.
looking and
they all looked kind of different.
Yeah, but there's a lot of different interpretations of what good looking is.
Yeah. Some
of them were bad girls. Some of them were good girls. They were all nice though. They were all good. They were all pretty good. There were only a couple of them were bums. Sometimes I go, man, this chick's a piece of shit, but she's fucking hot. I'm a fucking shit. Jen is what I'm talking about. Because me and Jen were dating other people before we became
Yeah, we were still friends at this time.
We were friends, yeah. There's one girl she was literally a Disney princess from Orlando Disney. She looked great. She was a piece of shit, though.
Well, like I said,
I saw she's like, don't go out with her.
A bunch of dudes in the scene had run through her before Tom even got to her.
That's my turn, man. It's my turn.
Yeah. Had that lasted like a month, I think. Yeah. Maybe not even that long.
About a month. No, probably 2.
Maybe 2.
2, yeah. The other guys lasted about a day.
Yeah, true.
So, and then she bounced. She left the scene.
Yeah, I haven't seen her since.
She got married.
Oh, did she?
That's what Mini-Me said.
Oh.
She got married. And she got married right after that. Like within a year.
Interesting.
Married a fucking jock normie.
That is so weird.
Frat boy. Yeah, frat boy.
So she was just like...
She was just visiting.
Slumming.
Yeah. She was visiting.
Is what she was doing.
Yeah.
She decided she's gonna like...
She wanted to fuck the goth dudes.
I'm gonna go fuck some goth dudes.
Yeah.
And then end up marrying some normie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I knew I didn't like her for a reason.
Yeah. She was cute, though.
I don't know. I didn't think she was cute. But I mean, she's not really my type, I guess.
She was cute.
I thought she kind of had a... I'm not going to say anything. That's mean.
Yeah, Jen hated her.
Well...
Yeah.
I didn't hate her. I didn't know her that well.
Yeah.
So I disliked her because I thought she was fake.
Yeah. Well, she was constantly in character.
Yeah.
She was an actress.
And I can't deal with people like that. Yeah. It gives me a migraine.
It didn't bother me because, look, I came from a drama background, when I was in high school in the drama club and shit. Fucking some people that kind of become actresses, they're always on.
Yeah.
And
I have a hard time hanging with people like that. It's exhausting.
Yeah. But I knew what it was.
Yeah.
I'd seen that before, and it's just, for me, it always just meant that they were insecure, that there wasn't much there.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I know why. I mean,
yeah.
I know the why behind it, but that doesn't make it any easier to want to hang with them. You know what I mean? It was kind of the same thing with that Sarah bitch. It's just kind of who Sarah. I really did hate.
Yeah.
But
you probably hated Sarah more than you hated.
Oh, a lot more. Like I said, I knew Sarah better than that other girl, but man, she was annoying as fuck. She got on my last fucking nerve. Oh my god.
They were actually fighting over me on the
She was super fake also, and she was very try-hard, which I really hate.
They were physically fighting.
Well, I don't even know if it was so much a fight. I mean,
they were pushing each other.
She wasn't fighting.
Yeah. You tried to almost beat her ass. Well, she tried to push you off the fucking stage.
Well, I've told this story before. Yeah. I was just standing against the wall with, who was I with? Like a friend of ours, female friend of ours. I don't remember who it was. We were just standing there against the wall. I was a little bit inebriated. I don't think I was like super drunk or anything like that. We're just standing up there on the stage, just minding our own beeswax, and she wanders by, and by this time, this had been like a year or two, like putting up with this kind of passive aggressive shit from her. And normally, I'm a patient person up to a point. And she had been doing this kind of shit like for a long time, and I just ignored it. But on this particular night, she comes by and very deliberately, blah, and she just like knocks into me like that, like with her elbow or some shit like that. And I was a little bit, like I said, a little bit drunk, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay, I'm about at my breaking point. Because like I said, it wasn't just random. Like I said, she'd been doing shit, like little shit like that, microaggressions as they call that, for a long time. And I put up with it. I didn't say anything. I just ignored her. I was like, she just wants attention, and I'm not going to give her any, because that's usually what I do. But at this point, I just got really mad.
Yeah.
And then I just grabbed her by the fucking neck and hung her over the thing.
Yeah.
She didn't fight back.
No. Yeah, I guess not.
She just looked at me with a big shocked expression. I'm like, what the fuck did you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
After all that bullshit you keep pulling. It's like, what, do you think I was never going to
That girl that she's talking about was so pissed that I preferred to hang out with Jen over her. She couldn't fucking stand it, man. She called me on the fucking phone. It was like, where are you? She says, I'm hanging out with Jen. What are you doing there?
We were like in the McDonald's drive-thru.
And I was like, I'm not dating you. I hang out with who I want to hang out with. And fucking remember that shit? She says, I'm gonna come to your house.
Yeah, I remember that.
She said she was gonna come to my house and fucking and get me.
I'm coming to your house right now.
Yeah, I'm at your house right now. Says,
I'm coming to your house right now.
Yeah, I'm coming to your house right now.
She said.
Yeah, that's
like I said, we were at the McDonald's. We were in the McDonald's drive-thru.
Yeah.
On the way home from the club.
Yeah, I remember that.
And we were gonna go back to your house.
Yeah, she was calling me to see where I was. She was trying to get me to go meet her.
Yeah. And that might have been, was that before or after we were a thing? I think that might have been slightly before.
It was before.
think it was slightly before.
About a month later, we became a thing.
Yeah, where I think she still thought she had a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, she didn't understand that. What are you doing with her? She says, "That's my friend. What are you talking about?" And Jenny could hear it.
Well, yeah, she was yelling.
She was yelling, and she could hear it right through the phone.
Over the phone.
And Jen's laughing. I'm like, this fucking bitch crazy. And it's like...
I told him, I told Tom, I said, after they hung up, I said, if she is in your bushes when we get to your house, do I have permission to just, like, beat her ass into the pavement? Because I will.
Man, fucking dudes get all kinds of fucking... dudes get shit on for the crazy shit that they do, right? But Jen's my witness. Women do some fucking crazy shit to dudes.
Absolutely.
They do crazy fucking shit. She's seen it. Girls that I don't even know fucking coming out and basically accusing that I'm having fucking... that I'm making moves on them or having affairs with them. I don't even know that, bitch. You know what I mean? Just like that last one.
Yeah, I think we talked about that last week.
She's basically... She didn't say that. She was insinuating.
She was insinuating that you had been... She didn't insinuate that you were having an affair with her.
That I was trying to hook up with her.
She insinuated that you were trying to hook up with her.
Yeah.
She didn't come out and say that, but that's what she meant.
Yeah. And she was talking about 2 years ago when I was fucking called, because she was a bartender at a bar that I was going to go do a thing at. And I talked to her briefly because I was asking, I don't remember, somebody told me to call her that she worked there.
Right.
And then it had something to do with Tom. Getting a hold of Tom.
Yeah.
And then she started
talking shit. He's the guy that owns
it. And fucking she started to talk shit about Tom. Oh, I quit there. That motherfucker's an idiot, this and that. And I'm going, oh shit, here we go.
Because Big Tom's our friend. Like,
yeah, he's a friend of ours.
We've known him forever.
So she's talking mad shit about him. But
and
she's
like, okay.
Yeah, girls that know her just say she's extremely toxic and just a fucking man-hating fucking piece of shit. Nobody likes her. She's a middle-aged fucking kind of dumpy chick that can't get a boyfriend. You know?
Wonder why.
Because the way she acts.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, bitch toxic. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the fact that she just messaged you out of the blue.
Yeah.
And said that you...
Yeah, hey, motherfucker, if you want to talk to me, you don't talk to me with your face, not with your mouth, not with your hands. I was like, what?
And we were like,
what? Who the fuck are you?
Who are you?
Yeah, I didn't even know who this was.
Like, I didn't know. We didn't know who it was. And it took Tom a long time. He's like...
Figure out who this was. Somebody at the club, she claimed that I fucking touched her hair.
Yeah, like you grabbed her and like ran your fingers through her hair or something like that.
She didn't say that to me. She said that
She said that on Facebook. She didn't say that to you, though.
Because people who knew me were
screenshotted it
what they were saying and
sent
it to me.
To him. It was like, what the fuck is this all about?
Yeah.
Because a bunch of friends of ours were there at the club that night, and they said that.
That didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like,
She just made that shit up.
Nothing like that happened. So
I think maybe I was going to the restroom and I passed by her and I didn't know who she was, but she looked familiar and I just said, "Hey, how you doing?" and just kept on walking. And you see, you were looking fucking killer that night. And then maybe she was gonna say something, then she saw you and fucking she's like, "Fuck that mother," and then she left.
Maybe
she stormed out of there. She's by her own account says she stormed out of there.
Yeah, because she blamed you.
She said she yelled at me and then stormed out. Nobody yelled at me.
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody yelled.
Yeah. I can't remember.
Nobody remembers you yelling, anybody yelling at you.
Yeah, it was just weird shit.
Like I said, if somebody yelled at you, you would have come over and said, "Hey, this bitch yelled at me."
Who the fuck's this bitch? Yeah.
Like, I don't even know who that is. This bitch is yelling at me.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. Nothing like that happened. Like I said, it was a totally normal night. It was a good time.
It was actually a quiet night.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah.
And we just were there having drinks. Our friends
and it wasn't even crowded.
Dancing. Nah.
It wasn't even crowded. So it's not like something that could have happened inside a crowd and, nobody saw it. No, It wasn't even crowded.
No. That's what I mean. It's just like... And then I'm like, is this chick actually crazy?
Tara said that bitch was over there at that bar fucking the whole night and fucking left early.
Yeah.
So she didn't even come over where we were because she was right next to us. She knew who she is.
Yeah, she knew her.
She knew her.
I don't know her at all.
She was like, I can't stand that bitch. I just couldn't be around her. So really, she was, oh yeah, she's just toxic. All she does is just fucking complain.
Oh shit, man! We were there last Saturday, and then we saw this chick at the bar, and
we thought it was her.
Oh my god, is that her?
Is that her?
And then we went and got Tara. We're like, is that her?
And she's like, no, that's not her. No, it's not her.
She's like, that looks like her, but it's not her. And I was like, oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Because she didn't say anything, and she wasn't looking at us sideways or anything like that. But I was just kind of like, I was like, don't look at me. I don't even know what she fucking looks like. So.
Just a dumpy, middle-aged goth woman. That's all I remember.
So weird.
That was the...
You got stalkers, Tom.
Yeah.
I've had some in my day.
Yeah, from India, a lot of them.
Well, no, like I'm thinking of
ones that were in person. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if I'd go so far as to say stalker, but
there was a while where Jen would get nothing but fucking dick pics from India, just fucking back to back, fucking people asking about her and shit. It's like, who the fuck is this dude? And that was over Messenger and Facebook.
Yeah.
Remember that? And it wasn't just you. Some other girls were having that same problem.
Yeah,
and it was like that was about what 6-7 years ago, maybe. There was like
It was back in it was when I worked at the print shop. I remember that. So it must have been between 2013 and 2016.
Yeah, there was like an epidemic of India invading the white women of Facebook, and they barely spoke any English and shit. And would just send dick pics and shit.
They can speak English, but you could always tell. Isn't it funny? Like, you always know, like, when somebody's from India because they always call everybody dear.
Dear, yeah.
Which I think is, like, super funny. Like, even in, like, business email, or what they think is business emails, they're like, hello, dear. I'm just like, oh my God, stop. Has no one told them to not do that? I'm like, stop doing that. That's a huge tell.
That Anna from Russia chick that fucking I know, she says the same thing in her chats. It's fucking like half of India's in there. They sent her money though, so she's entertaining them. She's a tour guide. I never got
any money from anybody.
Yeah, they sent her some money. She's a tour guide and Russian language teacher in Russia. She speaks English. And fucking, I said, you better watch those guys, man. They sent nothing but dick pics. And I said, my wife was getting dick pics from those dudes fucking 24/7 for a while. And she goes, oh yeah, I have dozens. I'll look in my fucking messenger and there'll just be dozens of them.
I don't get it.
From guys I don't know, just dudes from India. And she goes, there's nothing, and it's nothing to look at.
It never is it?
It's nothing to look. She's like, it's nothing to look at. It's not impressive.
It's just like a regular ass dick.
She says small. She says the little small dicks, small little dicks. Little hairy dicks. I was like, I was going, I know. Why would you want to send women that? She's like, yeah, I don't know.
I'd love to know.
If you're gonna send it, it might as well be impressive. She's like, don't send me that shit.
That's what I mean. If you're gonna send a dick, I mean, don't. But if you are gonna send a dick pic, I mean, if you do send a dick pic, I'm probably gonna put it up on my social media and go, hey, look at this tiny ass motherfucker.
Yeah, look at you might get banned though for that. Who knows?
Probably. Yeah. Although, how funny would it be if I just like said everybody's name and send it to his wife or something?
Yeah, what you do is you take that shit.
I would do that just to be a petty bitch.
Yeah, you send it to people on his friends list.
Yeah. It's like, look what this motherfucker sent me.
Yeah.
Oh, if I found out that a dude that sent me a dick pic was married, I would absolutely send that to his wife. Yeah. I would screenshot everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Take a picture of that shit.
Because I'm a petty asshole like that.
Yeah.
Well, and also I'm a big advocate of, look, you should know what your man is up to.
Yeah.
When you don't know what he's doing. We girls gotta stick together. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, it's like, I will absolutely.
We gotta fucking answer some comments. We haven't talked to anybody in here. Victor says, so you trying to top another guy or to top another guy? That's some gay shit there.
Yeah.
But, cause, Victor, he'll tell you all the 9 million ways what made him gay over the years. It's always something different. It's good when he comes up with that shit. That fucking Victor's fucking funny. Well, I'm gonna be top no matter what. Right? Even in a heterosexual relationship, I'm a top. So it wasn't that kind of thing though.
I get on top.
It wasn't that kind of thing. Just me and my friend fucking knocking these girls down. Sometimes one at a time, sometimes two at a time. Sometimes we trade them up. But we were all friends. They were all going to college soon anyway. It's not like we were going to marry them. They weren't looking for marriage. It's just the way it was back in the 80s.
They were just looking for a good time.
Yeah. What are they? A lot of them were in the drama program and shit, or fucking in band. So they were kind of artistic, and we were fucking well known in that scene. And shit, I haven't seen my boy, and he was in school with me. He'd back me up on that. He's now a retired policeman. But and we got away with a lot of shit, but it was all legal.
Yeah,
it was fun.
You didn't do anything shitty.
No, fucking everybody loved us.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You weren't
we had a good attitude about it.
Right. You weren't like roofing people or anything like that. Jesus Christ.
No, fucking. They were cool because they were like. They'd come back and bring friends to come hang out. Like, to start off, you got like 2 of them. Next thing you know, you got like 6 of them.
All turning up in the basement.
Kind of turning up and hanging out. It doesn't, you know what I mean? The thing is it wasn't like, well, we're gonna fuck all. We didn't have that attitude. We're gonna fuck all these chicks. They were just all our friends. So we're like, well, what are we gonna do? We'd go out and fucking go to the drive-in, in cars, and a fucking caravan of cars going to the drive-in, hang out, throw little parties, go out in the woods, make a fire, smoke weed, just shit like that.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
fun high school shit.
I think that's why you got a good response, is because you weren't like super goal oriented. I think the problem, especially with a lot of younger guys,
they're trying to get into
is that they're just like, they just want to get laid, and and they just come across as like kind of desperate to get laid, and that's like all they care about, and they're just like doing shit to get laid, and that's like their whole end goal. They don't care about you as a person or anything like that.
Yeah, I think that's what's the difference. Me and Steve, we were always like into the girl. We talk about her. Talk about fucking. We make it about her. We wasn't really like a thing where we're gonna take from her. Right. It's not like that. Like, oh, she's cool. Oh yeah, her. He'd call me up and talk about some girl.
Yeah.
That we both knew. We'd be talking about her, and then like, come on over, man. All right, I'll go over there. I'd be over at his house, and then we talk about her a little more. He goes, let's call her. Then we call her on the phone. We both be talking to her. We go there and go get her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, want to go hang out?
Yeah, we go hang out. Go fucking take her to a movie. Fucking go to Denny's. Hang out all night.
Get a moons over my hammy.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes shit would happen. But it usually happened.
Yeah. But like you said, if it didn't, that was okay too.
Yeah, that wasn't really the point.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I think that's kind of what people were responding to.
We'd just be talking about how cute that girl was.
Yeah.
Because, you're a teenager, so you're more impressed. Everything's kind of new. You know what I mean? Like, if I ever see those girls now, a lot of them, they'd probably just be regular. But when you're fucking 17, you know what I mean? All women are fucking just super, like, fucking hot. all girls are hot.
We're like an exotic species.
Yeah.
Which is very funny. We're just regular
ass humans. They were cute, but they were teenagers.
Just regular ass humans.
But they were just regular. I think a lot of them.
But, like I said, I kind of feel like that's why you did well, because you understood from an early age that they're just regular ass people.
Yeah.
Like, you're a regular ass person.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to put them up on a pedestal or...
Yeah, we need a simp.
Just trying to... Yeah, either that or just trying to, like I said, goal-oriented behavior, where you're just trying to get laid, and that was it. Because chicks can sense that from a mile away. If you're just trying
we're mostly just trying to become friends with her and fucking have fun with her and show her a good time. It wasn't really about, and we never really made any promises or anything. It's not like, fucking we're going to marry you or anything. None of that cheesy shit. It's just,
None of that cheesy shit.
Lay back and have fun, baby. Hold on one second. He's going to get one leg, I'm going to get the other. We're going to work our way up. Just rubbing them fucking toes and shit like that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Tom's reminiscing about the good old days.
It was just, yeah. It's basic training.
Basic training.
Yeah.
That's a funny way of putting it.
Yeah, having Pink Floyd going on and shit.
Yeah, well, like I said, that's kind of a lot more healthy way to look at shit than some people get. So I think that's like a big point in your favor. Phantom saying the film 976 Evil would make a great Monday movie review. Just saying, I'm watching it right now. I remember seeing that because that had what's his name, Stephen Jeffries, I think, from Fright Night, and didn't Robert Englund direct that, or am I totally talking out of my ass? I remember seeing it, but I don't remember that much about it. So I'm actually kind of curious to like give it a rewatch. Phantom said it's a damn shame that Gene Hackman never did any horror films because it would have been epic. Yeah, it's just like he really never did he? I don't know. I kind of feel like a lot of the older Hollywood actors had the same attitude as Hollywood in general had at the time, that horror movies were kind of beneath them in a way. It seemed like. I'm glad that that attitude seems to be disappearing. But because didn't The Substance get nominated for a bunch of shit?
She didn't win anything?
I don't remember if she won. Did she get the Golden Globe?
I don't know.
They haven't done the Oscars yet. But I think that's this weekend or next weekend. I don't remember. But I know it got nominated. I didn't really watch and see if but I was so happy that it got nominated though. Yeah, Robert Englund's first. But that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Because I was sitting there thinking, wait, it's like... Because sometimes, like, facts, like, drift through my head. I'm like, wait, is that right? I remember, like, hearing that somewhere, but I don't... Like I said, I don't know if I'm just talking about my ass or whatever. John Gore said the conversation is kind of dark. Man, like, somebody asked us to do that a long time ago, and I don't think we ever got around to it. So I need to, like, write that down, too. Because I've been wanting to do that as well. I think we even thought about it one week, and then we ended up doing something else, but... Oh, she did win the Golden... Yeah, so that's what I mean. It's like, because I remember being really excited when I saw that she was nominated, and I was like, thank fucking God, like, they're finally recognizing somebody in a fucking horror movie. Because, like I said, I'm still mad that Toni Collette didn't get anything for Hereditary, but, you know, and that was 2018, but I'm just glad that they're finally getting... I don't know, man. Like I said, horror was, like, disrespected for such a long period of time. And I would submit that it is kind of one of the hardest genres, if not the hardest genre to work in. I think it is. I'm not an actor, so I don't really know. But from an outsider perspective, it seems like it would be the hardest genre to work in. Let's see. Oscar says, yes, 976 Evil was surprisingly decent. Maybe we will do it. Because like I said, I was thinking about it because I think I was scrolling through one of the streaming services and it was on there. And I was like, oh yeah, I kind of remember that. I think I saw it on cable back in the fucking 90s or something. But I don't really remember anything about it. Because I really like Stephen Jeffries from Fright Night. So I wanted to like see what he was in. But I don't remember anything about it. Let's see. Man, I have to go to the bathroom too. But I have to wait till he comes back. Camp Guy says, John Cazale, is it? I'm getting so blind. In 5 movies, The Conversation, Godfather, oh my God, 1 and 2, The Deer Hunter, and Dog Day Afternoon, all of them nominated or won Best Picture. Yeah, Jeff Yard said The Substance, not only horror, but body horror. Yeah, she won the Golden Globe.
Oh, good.
Demi Moore did.
Oh, yeah, she deserved it. That was a great movie.
What a great fucking movie that
was.
It was so fucking good.
But it delivered, though.
It was so fucking good.
Crazy. I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, we're going to go this way.
Like I said, I feel like some people that didn't like it thought that it went too over the top. I was like, nah, I was into that. I was like, yeah all right. Okay.
I didn't know. I was like, I didn't know it was one of this kind of movie.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It just went balls to the wall at the end.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I love it. Because I think even some of the people that we saw in the theater with were like, no, it's a bit much. I was like, nah, it's not. No, it's not.
It's good.
Nah. Well, and like I said, it was kind of like, it wasn't supposed to be realistic. It was kind of like satirical.
Yeah, it went to like on the From Beyond level. Or fucking Reanimator. It almost went that way.
Or Society.
Yeah.
Kind of reminded me of that a little bit too, the Brian Yuzna movie. If y'all remember The Shunting. But 1989, I got a PT.
Your legs are looking great.
Well, thank you.
I bought this about a $700 damn squat machine. It's nice. Jen can finally get some weight on there. I don't like doing squats, free weights either. Because, like, man, if you lose your balance and fall, you'll send a fucking weight right through the fucking sheetrock wall. So I got one where you kind of lay on your back like you're getting ready for a moon launch and push. Put weights on there. Probably got about 200 pounds on there right now, maybe 250. But she's able to do fucking much heavier squat than she was normally able to do, just with free weights. And she responded quickly. Starting to get muscle separation around the calves. Fucking glutes starting to come in. That's booty. And yeah. Jen's looking real good. She's wearing this little skirt with fucking slits and go up the sides.
It's a whole dress.
Yeah, she's got the.
It's a whole dress.
It's a whole dress. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this dress actually.
Legs poking out.
Legs poking out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Full Metal Nosferatu said, I loved it. My fiance was weirded out by The Substance.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
It's a masterpiece.
I kind of want to see it again now that we're talking.
I want to buy it. And
we've kind of seen it twice. I mean,
I didn't buy the other one about the talk show.
Late Night with the Devil. Well, we didn't buy it yet because it's on Shudder. Yeah. We watched it again. Like, I watched it on Halloween.
I want to have it in Blu-ray, and I want a Blu-ray of the Substance, too.
And Heretic. That would be good to have also. Those are my top 3 from last year.
Yeah, Heretic, yeah.
I'm still kind of, like, mopping up some of the 2024. If you saw, like, I put up a review yesterday of Suitable Flesh, which actually technically was from 2023, but I don't think it got a theatrical release until 2024. And that was a Lovecraft adaptation, and a loose Lovecraft adaptation. But it was kind of like a throwback to the Stuart Gordon movies. It was kind of in the same vein as like Reanimator From Beyond. Barbara Crampton was in it. Heather Graham was in it. And I don't know. I really dug it. I kind of feel like the reviews of it were very mixed. Like, some people loved it and some people were like, nah. You know what I mean? But it was campy, for sure. But that was deliberate, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really liked it. It's on Shudder at the moment. But I put up a review of that yesterday. And I'm probably going to put it up on Sunday. But I watched, I think it was maybe Phantom. Were you the one that recommended Presence with Lucy Liu? I watched that, and that was really good too. So I'll probably put a review of that up on Sunday. But that's like a completely different... That's like a super, super low-key drama that's also kind of a ghost story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really liked it. John Gora said, I liked Late Night with the Devil, but felt the last 10 minutes were a bit of a letdown from the climax. Not in a good way. It explained away too much. Yeah, I don't know if I don't totally agree, but it's weird because I kind of feel like some people didn't know what was going on. You know what I mean? Because a lot of it, they did explain it, but I don't think they overly explained it at the end, like what the whole situation was. I don't know.
The only thing that was left unexplained, though, was like, what was that company and who was actually running it? Who was making this shit?
No, I'm talking about Late Night with the Devil, not
Late Night with the Devil. Okay, yeah, I was thinking of. I thought he was talking about Substance. Yeah. No, I liked it. I liked them both.
Yeah.
Late Night with the Devil was okay. It was good. That was good.
Yeah, that was my favorite movie of last year. That was just something about that like ticked all my boxes.
This is like a 70s fucking trip flick.
Yeah.
With
everything about that was
reality type of program.
Yeah, everything about that was just like exactly.
I liked it.
Right. But yeah, Substance was definitely my number 2.
Yeah.
I
might put Substance above Late Night with the Devil.
Well, like I said, that's it's obviously subjective.
Yeah.
It was. Honestly, they were so close, but they're wildly different kind of movies, so it's kind of hard to rank them. But
I enjoyed Substance more. It was weirder.
It was weirder, and it was pretty. It was crazy.
And I didn't know what was going to happen. It was body horror. Kind of like a Cronenberg flick a bit. Kind of.
Yeah.
And then it had an ending like a fucking 80s horror movie.
Yeah, like super over the top.
Super over the top.
Which, like I said, I was into that.
Yeah.
Like, some people were not. They just thought it was too much, but I was just like, nah.
It was kind of a tone shift, but that was the surprise.
Yeah.
It was like, guess what? It's one of these kind of movies. Oh, okay, all right. Okay, that's how we're going.
I think even in the theater I said, oh, we're doing this now. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my god. But yeah, I think that same director, she was the same director that did a movie, I think it's just called Revenge. And that came out in 2017. It's like a rape revenge movie, and that's also really good, like if you haven't seen that.
Yeah.
It used to be on Shudder, but I don't think it is anymore. But I'm sure you can probably find it on Amazon Prime or something like that. But if you haven't seen it, if you like The Substance, it's not as crazy as that. It's like I said, it's a pretty straightforward like rape revenge movie, but it's really, really good. But it's the same director. Let me see. Class of 1984. I remember not liking that all that much. I've seen it a couple of times. Like, I saw it back in the day, and then I watched it again probably like a year ago, and I still was like, you know what I mean? I still don't love it. Pullman on Nosferatu says, Jenny, I have a rather unique movie for y'all to watch. Check out Eye of the Killer, alternate title, After Alice, with Kiefer Sutherland. I don't think I've ever heard of that one, to be honest with you. So I'm going to write that one down. I like Kiefer Sutherland, actually. So,
what is a kefir? Isn't that a food?
No.
Okay. I thought a
Not,
kefir was
not that I know of.
I thought a kefir was some kind of yogurt or something.
What?
That's not a name, man.
What are you talking about?
Yes,
It is. It's his name.
I'll have some of that blueberry kefir. Give me a pint. Yeah.
Sorry, I just had a mental image of Kiefer Sutherland blown up like the chick from Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Like as a blueberry. Like that's kind of that's how my brain works, sorry. Like he was all blue and all like inflated. Isn't there something called Kifa?
I don't know.
That's is it like a yogurt or something like that? I don't know, Tom. You know what I mean?
That's just what comes to mind. My brain is a supercomputer. It can just come up with kind of weird shit like
I don't know about that.
It just...
Mine is a super computer too, but it just comes up with weird random associations. Yeah. Like I said, so when you said that, the first thing I thought of was Kiefer Sutherland blown up. It's like a blueberry, from the chick from...
Yes, I'd like some strawberry kefir, please. Would you like whipped cream on that? Yes, please. Put some whipped cream on it.
Okay, I said kefir is a cultured milk product.
What's it? Yeah.
Okay, somebody said kefir is a yogurt. I thought it was kifa.
Okay. Yeah, kefir.
I thought it was kifa.
Motherfucker's name is yogurt. I'll tell you,
I'm going to call him Yogurt Sutherland.
My supercomputer is correct. My analog fucking supercomputer.
I thought it was kifa, not kefir.
Doesn't matter now.
It doesn't matter now.
Doesn't matter now.
Because Tom has made an edict.
I've made an edict. I've redefined it.
So,
it is fucking yogurt.
That's just... Sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
That's just how it's going to be from now on.
It's just what I'm going to tell you, I estimated that's what a yogurt should be called, and fucking... The universe fucking said, yes, Tom, you are right. That is the perfect name for a yogurt.
Maybe that's the universe telling you that we need to start a yogurt brand called Kefir.
Yeah. Be called Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, can we call a yogurt Kiefer Sutherland?
Well, we're making that from the land of Sutherland. It's like the name of the town.
It's like, what? You can't sue us?
Can't sue us.
We're not talking about you, bro.
Yeah.
Not everything's about you. Yeah, that's what... That'd be so fucking funny if you did that. That'd be so fucking funny. You remember when there was... I don't remember all the details of this, but I mean, maybe CB remembers. But remember how there was a restaurant in Scotland that was called McDonald's? Because that was their last name.
Yeah.
McDonald's. And when McDonald's, the fast food restaurant, wanted to open up in that town, they tried to sue them or get them to change their name or something like that, and they were absolutely not having it.
Yeah, it was their name.
They're like, look, this is our fucking name, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
They couldn't do anything about it.
Well, I don't even remember if they won or not. I think they won.
Well, they're not trying to do like fucking what the dude was doing out of fucking Coming to America. McDowell's, where it's a copy of McDonald's,
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't mistake the two.
Couldn't mistake it, yeah.
They didn't have the same logo
go there
or
and
anything like that.
It's a pub,
Right. Yeah, nobody would think that was the same thing, you know what I mean? And I think that's kind of how they determine that kind of shit. It's like, well, could somebody reasonably mistake one thing for the other thing? And if they can't, then they'll usually get let you get away with it. Phantom says Queefer Sutherwinds would be a great porn name. Yeah, Tammy said Kiefer was named after a poet or an artist. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that name before. It's not that weird of a name.
See, that Tom was, that Kiefer was real. He's probably bullshitting me, man.
I mean, probably. Because like I said, I think, isn't there a yogurt drink that's called Kifa? With an A? It doesn't have R on it. I thought. Like I said, I don't know. My brain is not a supercomputer. It's just kind of it's 40 bajillion tabs open at the same time. You know what I mean?
Dude's probably lying.
He's probably just being... He's like, yeah, you're totally right, Tom. It's
if that's not the name of a yogurt, it should be. Okay.
That's what I mean. That's why we need to start one. That's why we need to start one.
Yeah.
Victor says Burger King sued a small restaurant in Australia and they lost. So now they're Hungry Jacks in Australia. I'd actually heard that story. Isn't that funny? That's what I mean. It's just kind of like, I don't know, man. You get too big for your britches, you start throwing your fucking weight around. You just see what happens.
Where's Guitar Girl? Guitar Girl knows if kefir is a fucking yogurt. They have that shit up there in Norway. That's a Norwegian yogurt based in fish. Fish yogurt.
I don't know why I just thought of this, but I guess because you said that. But do you guys remember Frusenglasje?
It sounds familiar. Yeah.
It was like an ice cream brand.
Yeah.
They sold it here for a little, and it was just sold in like little pints.
Yeah, it was supposed to be kind of
like in a rounded
plastic.
plastic.
With Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a higher end. Yeah, it was pretty good. I remember.
Yeah, that was back when Haagen-Dazs was considered to be like really nice ice cream. Yeah, which it's not anymore. It's cheap ice cream.
I mean, it's okay, but
it used to be a lot better when it first came out. But somebody bought that name and fucking dumbed that ice cream down quite a bit.
As they always do. Like, hey, let's cheap out.
Yeah.
We'll make more money.
Yeah, you could go to any old 7-Eleven and find Haagen-Dazs for 99 cents.
Shit, man. We just go get the Publix fucking ice cream.
Yeah. Oh, it's superior.
Or Bluebell.
Or the ice cream I make.
Or because now we make our own ice cream, so it's like we don't have to do that anymore. But, speaking of which, like, this just reminded me, since we're talking about snacks. We were at the dollar store, as we do every couple of days, to get some stuff. And everybody that works there knows us. Tom in particular at this dollar store is a legend among the employees for some reason. Yeah. So, no, it's like, I know why. Because you're legendary. That's why.
Yeah. All the girls there think I'm fucking hot.
Yeah. It's like everywhere Tom goes, he just can't. He's got to beat off the ladies with a stick.
Yeah.
At the Dollar General.
At the Dollar General store, yeah.
So, because he goes there. I go there sometimes, but a lot of times
most of them are under 300 pounds.
Most of them.
Yeah, they're heavy girls, a lot of them. They're, big girls. Big
more
girls.
To love, as they say.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, Papa gave us a super chat.
Oh, what
just showing some love.
Hello,
everyone. Thank you very much, Papa77. You were always very generous to the show. We love that. We love you guys. But yeah, so we were in there the other night because we needed something. I don't remember what it was, but it was like 8 or 9 o'clock, and it might have been after one of these shows.
Stu Corset, no, it's kefir. Tom is computer super tight. Look it up. That's not English. I don't know what that is. Let me go look it up.
Yeah, you should look it up.
I'm gonna go look it
now
up.
Now I'm kind of curious.
I gotta see the fucking.
Because it's like I don't know if I'm remembering. It's like I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm not real confident in my own. Like,
I'm gonna ask Grok.
It's Grok right now. But yeah, so we go in there, and we were buying some snacks, as we do. Like every now and then we go in there and get like a bunch of like Little Debbie's or Hostess shit or whatever. And the people behind the counter was like a guy and a woman behind the counter. And they said, you guys. It's like, we just got these new Oreos in here. Who's that motherfucker that's in those, what's his name? Shit. The dude with the tattoos on his face. What's his fucking name? I can't think of it. He's
Mike Tyson?
No.
Tattoos on his face.
Yeah, like newer guy. What the fuck is his name? I'll think of it in a second. But he apparently has Post Malone. So he has his own Oreos, I think. I think these are Post Malone Oreos. And I don't remember what all the flavors are. They're kind of like, one of the cookies is regular Oreo cookie. The other one is some other flavor. And then in the middle, it's like swirly, and it's kind of something that I think there's shortbread, and then there's kind of a swirl of something. I don't know if it's chocolate, and then the other thing is maybe maple.
Yeah.
But they had some. They're like, well, we only have like 2 packages, and it's like we haven't put them out on the shelf yet because there's no room.
Yeah.
But it's like we got a sample package, and they had opened them and they'd been eating them. They're like, you guys, these are fucking delicious. It's like, you want some? So it's like they gave us some. Yeah. Like they gave us one while we were checking out, and I'm like, oh my god, those are so good. They're like, you want a package? Like we only have 2, and I was just like, shit, yeah, give us those. So they were like $5 or something, and it's like, man, those things are so fucking good. But you can only eat like a couple of them because they're really sweet. They're really rich.
Yeah, kefir's yogurt.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kefir's yogurt. Yeah, you're right. I am a supercomputer.
Like I said, I thought it was.
It's not spelled the way he spelled it, though. It doesn't have an I in it. Or no, it doesn't have an E. I think it's just Kife. No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's not spelled quite the same way.
And I didn't even think it was pronounced like kefir. I thought it was pronounced different.
See, I was just.
But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. Kefir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Fucking yogurt, man. Just like I said.
Yeah.
The
okay. Well, now that Tammy spelled it out, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I see. I know what that is.
It's the Rossian.
I just didn't. I didn't associate because I did. Like I said, I didn't think it was.
My brain is a motherfucking quantum computer, man. It's not digital. It's fucking.
It's all like there's all kind of quantum like particles like wavering around his head at any moment.
Particles in superposition.
That's bringing him information.
Cloud of fucking subatomic particles
from all around the universe.
All fucking happening at the Planck scale. Fucking yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah. It's all linked in with the super consciousness of the universe. Fucking Jungian shit happening. Ghosts coming through me. Channeling shit. Fucking understanding the future.
Yeah.
Moving objects without touching them. Fucking Sith Lord powers. Fucking all kinds of crazy shit.
You pulling that Sith shit on me.
Yeah, I can pull Sith shit on you. Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. But yeah, Phantom Guy, yeah, Post Malone. I told you, I was like, I know I'd think of it in a second. I'm like, he's in that motherfucking, gambling app or whatever. He's in that commercial. It's like, what the fuck is his name? The dude would say Post Malone. That's what it is. But it's like the Post Malone special edition Oreos. And I guess he picked the flavors or whatever. But I'm going to say, man.
Oh, those cookies?
They're really good.
You want me to get them?
They're really good. No, you don't get them right now. I was just saying.
It's a pretty package.
Yeah, they did like a really nice package, and it's all like
caramel flavored Oreos.
See, I think
they taste a little bit.
They're mapley,
kind of maple, like maple.
Now, I think the dude said like at the Dollar General, he said something. I know he said something about shortbread because he was telling me like what flavor they were, but I don't remember all the words that he said. Like I remember he said shortbread in there, and there's something about caramel in there. But to me, they taste like they're mapley. Mm. You know what I mean? Mapley and a little bit chocolatey, but like some other shit going on too. Oh my goodness, we got another super chat.
Who's that from?
The Shaby. That is Papa's wife, yeah.
I
was just sitting here thinking of sending a super chat, but Papa beat me to it.
Okay.
Thanks for another great show, guys.
Thank you.
My God, thanks you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. We're just sitting here talking about Post Malone Oreos.
Yeah.
Which is like so funny. Yeah, what all did we get? We got coffee cakes, we got zingers. I don't like zingers, but Tom likes them.
Yeah. I eat them.
You eat them.
I'll focus in on them.
You can have them.
I like zingers. I like zingers like Twinkies. I like banana Twinkies.
Gross.
Jen doesn't like any of that shit.
I don't like fake banana. I don't even like real bananas all that much, but I especially do not like fake banana flavor. Blah.
Remember the Dolly Madison fucking zingers? They weren't zingers. What were they called? They were like Twinkies, but they had frosting on them.
Yeah.
What was that shit called? They were good.
I like those. I like the lemon ones, and the orange ones were okay.
I don't remember lemon.
Maybe there was one that was, I think it was vanilla cake, and then it had like a yellow frosting on it. Yeah. Was that lemon or was it just yellow?
I think it was just vanilla.
Okay.
It was vanilla chocolate, and I think they had orange, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I forgot what those were called. They weren't called zingers, were they?
Yeah, what did they call those? Yeah, because zingers is Hostess.
Yeah.
Dolly Madison's.
They were Dolly Madison's. What
the fuck were the name of those? I can't remember.
They came in a packet of 4, I think.
Yeah, like I can see them, I can picture them. I just can't remember what they were
4 or 5.
called.
They were smaller than a Twinkie. I forgot what that shit was called.
I used to like the. Wasn't Dolly Madison the one that had the Peanuts characters?
Yeah.
Like when they licensed for the Peanuts characters.
Yeah.
I used to like those pies that they had.
Yeah, they were good.
Like the pies, like they had a pie with like apple, like one with chocolate pudding in it.
Yeah.
That had Snoopy on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to like those.
Those when we were kids back in the fucking 70s, early 80s.
I don't even know if they make those anymore, do they?
I don't think so.
I think I bought one probably like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe longer. I don't remember. Tammy says tasty cakes are the best. They do sell, I will say, one of the snacks that we got, and they have these at the Dollar General, is tasty cake, and they're coconut cake. And they're big. It's like a big square. There's only 4 of them in a box. I don't remember how much the box is. $3, $4, something like that.
Yeah.
They sell them at the Dollar General. Man, those things are fucking delicious. Also, their pumpkin spice donuts are really good.
Stu Coors asked me about chocolate Twinkies, yes or no. I've never seen a chocolate Twinkie.
I saw. You know what? Now that you mention it, last time when we were at Dollar General getting the snacks, I saw chocolate Twinkies, and I was gonna say to you, "Hey, Tom, chocolate Twinkies."
Yeah.
But I'd
have to try them.
Say it.
They're probably gonna be like a King Don or a Ding Dong. We used to call them without the frosting.
Isn't there a difference between a King Don and a Ding Dong though?
No. What it is they were called Ding Dongs. But fucking Ding Dong means dick. It ended up becoming meaning
yeah.
dick. So they changed the name to King Dong. King Don.
Which sounds even worse somehow.
Yeah, King Don's. Yeah. Changed the name. But I was from the era of Ding Dong. They didn't even have Ding Dongs.
I still call them Ding Dongs. I don't care what they call them.
Yeah. I think that was also Hostess, wasn't it?
That's much funnier.
I'm
pretty sure that that's Hostess.
Yeah.
Because I think they have those at Dollar General too. Because at Dollar General, right when you come in, there's like a cart and there's like Little Debbie's on one side and Hostess on the other side.
Hostess also had cupcakes. Remember they're frosted and they had the
white
those. Little frosting swirl down the top of them. They had chocolate ones and orange ones. They were good.
The orange ones are okay, but the chocolate ones are. And honestly, I'm not usually like a big. Yeah.
Fondant.
I'm not usually like a big chocolate cake. Like, don't get me wrong, I will eat chocolate cake. I will eat the shit out of some chocolate cake. But if you give me a choice between chocolate cake, vanilla cake, yellow cake, fucking carrot cake, I'll pick pretty much anything before chocolate cake. Because it's good, but it's just kind of boring.
Oscar saw me if he saw Trump straighten out Zelensky. That was fucking hilarious, man. We don't normally talk about politics on the show, but just we're in a new era, and a lot of people are very confused. If you're confused now, you're going to be confused probably for the rest of your life because for 70 years, people in the Western world have been lied to by their governments and their media about the nature of what's true. The United States is not the country you think it is. Even as Americans, I'm finding out as I get older, the United States federal government was not the government I thought it was. It didn't work the way that they told us it worked. It's bad. Okay, if you're a European, the United States federal government is not your friend. It was never your friend. It never saw you as anything other than vassal states to cushion against a rival. We're no longer rivals with them, with the Russians. And there's no way they're going to send the weak American army, because America is not a military superpower in the way that you think it is. America's weak. It can't handle anything. It can't do anything anymore, and it definitely can't protect Europe. Europe has to protect Europe. And American people don't want to die for Europe. They don't want to fight Russia to save Europe, because we just don't really have similar culture, really. The best thing that Europe can do is to take care of Europe and make friends with the Russians. America can't save you. There's an ocean in between us. That's all it is. Anything outside of what I just told you is a lie. It's a lie. And you'll watch it unfold over the next few years. Zelensky's going to be dead. His own people are going to kill him, probably. And that whole thing was a scam. And America was behind it anyway. There's a way of making money. It is dead. It is fucking very dangerous to be an enemy of the United States. But it is fucking fatal to be a fucking ally of the United States. Every ally we ever had, we murdered. This is fucking... Saddam was an ally. Fucking what was his name? Oh, fucking Gaddafi was an ally. We betray everyone eventually. Oh, I could have got that for you, Jim. All right, so that's it. The Shady says bananas we have now are 8 clones of a different strain of banana, regrown from a single individual plant. I never heard of that. Yeah. Yeah, it's sad that the U.S. is over, but it was all a lie anyway. It didn't have the power it claimed to have. It just had very powerful propaganda and very powerful banking systems. That was really all it was.
Did you acknowledge the super chat?
We got a new super chat?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to stop ranting so I could.
Okay. Oh, Victor, yeah.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Thank you very much, Victor. Ding dongs made me gay.
Ding dongs made you gay?
I kind of feel like ding dongs made a lot of people gay.
Damn. You had a ding dong fetish.
They're seriously not called ding dongs anymore?
They're called king dongs.
That's so dumb. They could have come up with a better name than that. Come on now. Yeah, I'd heard that about the bananas. That's what always kind of makes me laugh about. I don't know if you guys ever follow like creationist bullshit, but what's that motherfucker that used to be on that TV show? Kirk Cameron. Him and that dumbass creationist that he hangs out with. I think we talked about this when we did the evolution versus creationism show. And one of the things that dumbass likes to talk about is how bananas were designed by God to fit perfectly into a human hand, and how it's like they have a covering on the outside, and it's like they were just made for it. And I was like, does he not know that bananas are like genetically engineered? It's like that's not what the natural banana looked like. You know what I mean? I guess they don't really know that, but I guess they don't really know a lot of shit, which is why they're creationists. So there's that. Oscar says you guys should watch The Monkey ASAP. I do really want to see that. That, like I said, I saw the preview or the trailer, and I love Oz Perkins, and I like that Stephen King story. And the trailer, I was like, that looks weird as fuck, and I'm kind of here for it.
Phantom asking about our cookbook.
Does Tom make a good meatloaf?
Yeah.
And if so, is the recipe in your cookbook? Yes.
Is the recipe in there?
I'm pretty sure the meatloaf recipe is in there.
Yeah.
I don't have one. I don't have a cookbook on me, like to look, but I'm 95% sure there is a meatloaf recipe in there.
Yeah, where can they find that meatloaf or that not meatloaf? Where can they find that?
Where can they find that meatloaf?
That cookbook. We've sold a few copies of those.
Yeah,
we've sold some autographed ones over the years.
It's on Lulu.
Lulu.
Yeah.
And what was the name of the cookbook? You remember?
It's just called. I think it's called Cooking Time with 13 o'clock.
Yeah, you'll be able to find it.
Yeah.
I probably gave a very basic, kind of like very basic family recipe style of fucking.
Yeah,
meatloaf.
The kind that you make all the time.
Yeah, but I do variations. Like sometimes if I have Italian breadcrumbs already mixed up, already seasoned, I'll use that. If I don't, depending on what I'm going to do. Sometimes I'll just use plain breadcrumbs. Sometimes I'll use Italian. It depends on whatever I have the most of. And I'll just alter some stuff to make it a little bit more Italian. But I like to have, on my meatloaf, once it's together, I like to have something like diced potatoes in it. I like that in it. All right.
Yeah, I like that too.
And then on the top, I'll take fucking ketchup and mix a bunch of brown sugar in it, make it real dark, and paint that on the top of it. And cook that, all right, and it'll turn to. And then I'll take fucking apricot preserves in that last fucking 20 minutes. I'll pull it out, put apricot preserves on top of that, cook that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
So it's got like a glaze on it, a tomato-y. There's no way to describe it. You just got to try it. Some people will only have one or the other. I like having both.
Because he's extra like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real redneck. Real Mississippi shit right there. Then you put fucking Tabasco sauce on it, or Crystal Louisiana sauce on it.
Well, I don't do that, but
yeah,
I can't eat hot sauce anymore. Camp Guy says Kent Hovind. Yeah, that's his name. That fucking creationist weirdo. Jesus rides on the dinosaurs. Yep, like I said, right there in the Creation Museum. Which where the fuck is that? It's Kentucky, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it Kentucky? I remember seeing pictures of that fucking Stegosaurus or whatever it was with a fucking saddle on it. I'm like, okay.
Got a girl says that's funny how they became suddenly an enemy of your. It wasn't suddenly. It was always. It was just propaganda, and it wasn't really an enemy in the way that you're thinking. It's just that we weren't friends. This is always business. The government is a machine. You're there to make money for it. It doesn't care about you. It doesn't care about us. So don't feel left out. It hates its own citizens too. All right. There has to be a long period of reform, and I'm not sure you can reform it. America doesn't have a unified people. It's just a bunch of different states. And the states were like nations, United Nations of America. That's what they meant when they said the word state back in the 1700s.
John Gora says, artificial banana flavor is always kind of crap. I agree. I love bananas, but... Yeah, that's the thing. Like, every now and then, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'll eat a banana. But I can't eat anything. Like, even just the thought of something that's like fake banana flavor, like, makes me want to throw up. And then Victor says, watermelon is good. Artificial watermelon flavor is bleh, like with the vomit emoji. I love watermelon. It's probably my favorite. Well, my favorite fruit is probably pineapple. But watermelon's definitely up there. But I admit I kind of like fake watermelon flavor. Like, Jolly Ranchers and all that kind of stuff. Like, the watermelon ones are the best ones, I think. I also like fake cherry flavor. I might like fake cherry flavor more than I like actual cherries. You know what I mean? By a small margin. Phantom says adding stovetop stuffing into meatloaf makes it really moist. Have we ever done that? We put other stuff in there, but I don't know if we put stovetop stuffing in there. Victor says I have an autographed cookbook. Flexing. Let's see. Camp Guy says great 6-ingredient blue cheese dressing, mayo, sour cream, blue cheese, minced garlic, red wine vinegar, and honey sugar. You have to know the proportions, but it's good. That does sound really good. Let me see. Oh, Full Metal Nosferatu says my dad would add rice to his meatloaf.
Yeah.
I have seen that before.
Yeah, I like it too.
But my late grandma would always drape bacon on top of the meatloaf. Yeah, my grandma did that. My grandma did that also.
Yeah, you fucking lay bacon over it, just cook it right on top of there.
Yeah, my grandma used to do that.
Sometimes.
Not every time, but she would do that sometimes.
Then that bacon grease would drip down inside that fucking meatloaf.
Well, yeah, that's why you did
then
it.
you could put fucking apricot preserves on top of that too, towards the end, or the fucking ketchup brown sugar mix. That works. You can put everything on there. Doesn't matter.
Man, now
it all goes together. I did find that the best rice to put in there was kind of like leftover basmati rice, Indian rice. That's really good in it. It's a longer, skinnier grain, and there's just something about it. When it kind of, if it's a little bit left over, been in the refrigerator for a couple of days, it gets kind of dry, and then you cook it in that meatloaf, and it re-moisturizes, and it just kind of absorbs the flavor. It's good. Just filler, you know?
Yeah, like
taking a little bit of meat, making a lot of meat. Yeah.
John Gora said Vincent Price had a cookbook. Yes, he did. I've seen some of the recipes in there, and they all just looked really good. But like him and his wife were like really into like cooking. He was a big foodie. But it's kind of like, it kind of reminded me saying like adding rice to meatloaf. It's like how my grandma used to always put spaghetti in chili. I kind of think that's like kind of a common. Isn't that pretty common? In the South, putting spaghetti in chili.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that happen a couple times.
It's a little weird. I'm not into it.
Be in Mississippi and fucking order spaghetti.
I like spaghetti and I like chili, but not necessarily together.
What comes is not spaghetti. It's linguine noodles with a fucking ladle full of chili over it, and you go, oh, that's not spaghetti. You know what I mean? You eat it anyway, though. A lot of times I didn't bother sending it back. I can eat it. It's just that's not
really.
It's not really spaghetti. But, you know, some of those places in Mississippi and Alabama, the older generation, especially like the boomers, didn't care. They would go, okay, yeah, that's spaghetti.
Well, there'd
be beans on it and everything.
It's not like they had, like, super refined taste.
They didn't have real refined taste. Like, yeah, that'll work.
They ate all kinds of
crazy shit. It's that chili spaghetti. But you see, the thing is it doesn't bother me if it's elbow macaroni and chili. That's chili mac.
Yeah, okay.
That's a dish.
Yeah.
It's just when you got linguine noodles and you're calling it spaghetti, that's not what that is.
Like,
you call it spaghetti mac.
There you go. Then you could get
it. Yeah.
Like, it's not offensive on its face. It's just because it's the name. You're misnaming.
You're expecting one thing and getting something else.
You're basically, if you said, hey, it's chili with spaghetti in it, then people wouldn't be mad, I guess.
Right.
But
that dish is a lot better with elbow macaroni and chili. It's a lot better like that. Because it's easier to eat, and it's the visuals is separating it from spaghetti.
I always thought like spaghetti and chili was such a weird.
Yeah.
Like I get it, but it's just like it just seems like a weird.
If you ask me, that's from the 50s.
Yeah, like I said, my grandma used to make.
Yeah, that's from the 50s.
She didn't always put spaghetti in there, but like a lot of times she did.
You guys would fucking younger people, Gen X and younger, would probably be surprised to know that in our parents' times, when they were young, Italian food was seen as an exotic foreign food. Yeah, they didn't really know what it was.
To think about, but
it
wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. It really wasn't until the 70s people kind of knew what Italian food was. And it was an American version of Italian food. You know? It's where you could get fucking masticholi. You could get a cannoli. You could get a lasagna in the 70s. And it was pretty good. But it wasn't lasagna you get back in Italy. It was actually a lot more tomato sauce on it.
Yeah, I mean, American Italian food is not really like
it's
Italian food.
American Italian food is Italian American food, and when the Italians moved here in New York, Chicago, and all these places back in the fucking 20s and the 30s, they pimped their food out.
Well, they're like, hey, look at all these look
at all the shit we can put in here.
We can put in here, yeah. We're gonna put it all in here
because they were running from poverty in Italy. And when they got here, it was like a land of plenty in comparison to what they were used to. So they were making their own family dishes. But now, all of a sudden, they had a shit ton of tomato sauce. Well, hey, put more tomato. Hey, put fucking ground beef in that.
Put more meat in it.
More
cheese.
So it got...
Well, and Americans liked that because we like more of everything.
Yeah, and pizza.
That's kind of how we roll.
Yeah. The American version of pizza was not what it really was back in Italy.
Mm-mm.
In Italy, it was just some bread with, it was kind of more like what we would call...
Like focaccia.
Focaccia.
Which I like that too.
Yeah, right. It's more like focaccia.
I like that too. And to be honest, I'm not into this pizza with like 40 million things on it. You know what I mean? Like you go to fucking Pizza Hut or whatever the fuck and you get like meat lovers and it's just like pie. It's too much. I like pizza with like 2-3 ingredients tops. I don't like a fuck ton of sauce on it. I like a lot of cheese on it. But I don't even need meat on it, to be honest. I just like kind of mushrooms and peppers and not super heavy. You know what I mean? If you're gonna pile shit on there, it's just like it gets to be too much and I can't eat it. Stew course. Is that stew course? Y'all going clubbing tonight? No, we're gonna go. We're going tomorrow night. Usually we go Saturday night, but once a month we go Friday night because that's like the goth night.
Are we gonna go get a sandwich?
If you want to.
Yeah, Circle K.
If you want to.
We go to Circle K because they got a Subway at our Circle K.
Yeah, they're open until midnight.
What time is it?
It's only 9:45. It's still early. Oscar says, "Why is pineapple your favorite, Jen?" Oh, I know what you're getting at.
What's you got talking about?
Because the story goes that pineapple makes dudes cum taste better.
I heard all kinds of weird shit. We'd have to get with Victor.
I don't know if is that the case. I never really noticed.
Victor, I also read that fucking.
But I knew exactly when you said that. I knew exactly like what you were referring to.
I gotta have the gay army.
Which I don't know what that says about me, but I knew exactly what you were referring to.
I gotta have Tom Ross's gay militia at hand to answer
I just
these
like
questions
pineapple. Okay, it doesn't have anything to do with. I just like pineapple.
I had heard that cinnamon did that.
I've heard that also.
And that what dudes.
But pineapple is the thing that I most hear. That it's like.
I heard cinnamon.
Get your man to eat pineapple, like it'll make his cum taste better.
If cinnamon really works, I'm gonna tell you guys as a cook how to best get that cinnamon into your system. All right, this is how you
Here's
do.
the pro tip.
You get the cinnamon sticks. Okay, you get a cinnamon stick, and in a pan, put some butter. A decent depth of butter. In a small frying pan, so maybe like 1/3 or 1/4 of a stick of butter in there, real butter. Fucking melt that down, and then put that cinnamon stick in there and slowly cook it at a low heat, and it'll pieces of that butter will start to turn fucking very brown, and it'll have a delicious fucking cinnamon flavor to it. Take that. And you can pour that over fucking basmati rice and just eat it. Or you can just fucking pour it in a shot glass and drink it. Butter. Right. Some people say, oh, butter give you a heart attack. No, it's not. No, it won't. Butter's good for you. That was some marketing ploys from back in the 70s trying to get you to buy margarine. Because America had a lot of margarine, a lot of vegetable oil they were trying to get rid of. Vegetable oil and water fucking whipped into this fucking shit. That's kind of like a butter type spread. The worst one's fucking country crock. It tastes beautiful. It comes in a big old fucking.
It does actually taste.
It tastes fucking beautiful. Every Southern family had a huge fucking tub of country crock in the fucking refrigerator.
Yep, always.
And it was kind of like Cool Whip of butter.
It's good because it spreads on toast easy. That's what I like about it. It spreads real well.
It's yellow. It has a sweet, buttery flavor. When it's cold or warm, it tastes like butter. But here's the fucking thing. If you take that tub of country crock and put it in a microwave, fucking just for a minute, full on. When you pull it out of there, it'll be nothing but water, about a cup of water, and about a half a cup of fucking vegetable oil. That's the only thing. That's all it is. It's just that it's some kind of emulsifier in there, and they whipped it.
Yeah.
It tastes good, though.
It does taste good.
It tastes real good. It's not butter, though.
No.
Not even close.
I mean, butter is a lot better.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, everybody was all in on the margarine, so it's like you'd get butter on special occasions, like Thanksgiving. They'd break out the real butter.
The butter,
and be like, wow, like we can actually put real butter on the real mashed potatoes instead of the flakes, and like it was a big deal. It's a holiday.
The thing is it was kind of an artificial fucking thing. The big food corporations here were trying to get rid of fucking all this vegetable oil that they had, and a lot of it came from corn. Because there's fucking a lot of American food, no matter what they tell you it is actually some kind of corn. Corn syrup and corn starch and fucking corn fiber and...
I read a book once
everything's fucking made out of corn.
That said if they did like a chemical test on like most Americans, they would be like 90% corn.
Yeah. And corn's what you use to fatten cattle. That's why Americans tend to be fat.
That's why we're so fucking
mostly
fat. They put that shit in everything.
You go down the aisle of a fucking grocery store here and go down the supermarket, go aisle after aisle after, it's going to be aisles of corn.
Even shit that you don't think has corn in it.
It's got corn in it. All this soda's corn.
Bread has corn in it.
Corn, yeah. It's all got corn.
Yeah.
So, they were trying to get rid of all that fucking corn product.
When I was in the UK, they thought that when they came over here, they were like, man, your bread is like dessert.
Yeah.
Because their bread is like, much denser, like actual bread that you make at home.
More savory. Were they talking about like shit like Wonder?
Yeah, like shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like you get like a loaf of bread. It's like it tastes like dessert bread. You know what I mean?
The thing is that...
Because it's so sweet.
The thing is, though, is that like American mass production bread, like Wonder bread, is basically Crisco vegetable shortening and a little bit of flour.
I don't remember.
There's not much in it. And it's not very nutritious.
It's
good though.
We don't get a lot of bread.
It's good for certain kind of stuff.
I like wheat bread, or I like bread that has like all those grains on the outside.
It makes excellent French toast. You fucking put that shit in fucking egg batter and fucking throw it and fry it on both sides and put maple syrup and butter on it. Fucking this shit's really good.
Man, now I want some French toast.
I can do it. I got eggs and everything.
I wanted to like say something about. Oh, John Gore said I heard celery too making cum taste better. I think is what he was talking about.
Yeah.
No homo.
Yeah.
I never heard celery. I have heard cinnamon, but mostly I hear pineapple. But like I said, I never really noticed. Victor said smoking probably affects the taste more than diet. I would think.
I heard that. That. A girl told me that a long time ago. She goes, I could tell you're a smoker.
Yeah.
I said, no shit. She goes, yeah, guys that smoke fucking, they all taste the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of weird to have a girl tell you that, but these are goth girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll tell you some embarrassing shit.
Yeah. It was cool. I married her.
Oh, that was your ex. That was your
first wife, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's really funny that she said that.
Yeah.
You never told me that.
It's just one of the things,
that's funny.
It's just one of the little things
that she said.
She said, yeah.
I never really noticed because, like I said, my first husband didn't smoke, and I said his tasted kind of bleachy.
Yeah, probably does.
A little bit bleachy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like most of the time, like it doesn't really taste like much of anything. But I did notice it's like kind of bleachy. Stucon said, "What's y'all's favorite sub at Subway?" It's Stu from Dollar General.
Oh,
supposedly.
Stu from Dollar General.
Supposedly, vagina tastes good pineapple and a hit of it. Okay. I don't eat pineapple all the time, but man, I used to buy those big cans of Dole pineapple juice and drink that and grapefruit juice. I was like, I'm sure my stomach lining has been completely eaten away by acid at this point. But yeah, I used to get. But honestly, like I haven't eaten it. I'll eat pineapple like if we go to like the Chinese buffet. Like on the little dessert thing where they have like all these fruits and stuff, and I usually get pineapple and oranges and stuff. But it's like I'll get that, but I don't usually buy it.
Stu from Dollar General, he's on here every time we show up to Dollar General. It's like he's seeing a fucking celebrity. Hey, how you guys doing? Hey,
it's like we're on TV.
Yeah, it's like we're on TV.
We're just in our house doing YouTube videos. It's fine. Honestly, since Subway, I will say,
they
have gotten a lot better.
Yeah, they're better than they used to be.
I haven't tried all of the new ones that they have.
What was that one I got?
I like the Philly one.
What was that one I was getting? The Outlaw.
The Outlaw.
Yeah, I get that Outlaw.
That's what
I get that on that.
Which is almost like a Philly.
I get that on that.
But it has that different sauce on it.
On that habanero bread.
He likes that hot, like the habanero bread with the peppers baked into the bread. I usually just get the multigrain bread.
I may not get that.
I can't eat hot stuff.
I got these loose teeth back here. I don't know if I'm gonna get that this time. I might get something that's easier to chew, man.
I get the Philly with the regular shit on it, like the peppers and stuff. Yeah. And then I know this is probably sacrilegious, but I also get tomatoes on it because sue me, I love tomatoes. And sometimes I put spinach on there too.
Full Metal Nosferatu's asked me if I'd ever made Gorton, which is a French-Canadian pork spread. No, I never made it. I made head cheese, though.
Ew.
That's crazy shit there, yeah.
Yeah. My grandfather used to eat that. Yeah. Camp Guy said, my wife is a picky eater. He said, as a joke, I told my son not to marry a girl that's a picky eater. Well, you know what I mean? It's like, I used to be a really picky eater when I was a kid. Like, I would not eat... I mean, I would eat stuff, but it's like I wouldn't eat mushrooms or tomatoes or most vegetables or anything like that. But as I got older, I realized that was because all of the vegetables and stuff, you know, our parents and grandparents cooked the shit out of them and they weren't good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't even realize I liked spinach until I was in my 20s. Because every time we had spinach when I was a kid, it was just boiled to slime. And it didn't taste like anything. And it looked disgusting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like raw spinach is great. So I think that's probably what it was. So like as I got older, like into my 20s and stuff like that, I started eating a lot more stuff. We do know a guy, I'm not going to say who it is, who is a very, very picky eater.
That's the name of it. It was called Branded. Had Chuck Connors, and you can watch it on YouTube. The Western I was talking about. About the dude that got branded as a coward. And it was a series. Chuck Connor was in it. That's the beginning of it. Right there. I don't know if you guys remember Chuck Connors.
I remember him.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the one that was in Tourist Trap?
That's Chuck Connors right there. Look. They're going to show him getting branded as a coward. Tearing his fucking uniform off. There's like a song playing during this. This is fucking the beginning of each episode. I believe they're showing you what happened to him. Then they fucking brand him on a cheek with a big fucking C. I think it was his cheek or his forehead. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen it. That was a pretty good series. It was kind of like a spaghetti western, kind of like a Sergio Leone series. It throw his ass out. Fucking. And the thing is he was kind of like wrong. He was wrongly accused. Wait a minute, he didn't brand him, though.
You're like, I want my money back.
Yeah, I
thought this was called branded.
Yeah. I remember that he got branded on a fucking face. I want to see somebody
get branded. God damn it.
Maybe he is already branded. I don't know. I thought he was branded on the face. I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
Yeah, that motherfucker was in Tourist Trap.
Yeah, in Tourist Trap, yeah. I love that movie. Yeah, see there, branded. And I thought they fucking branded him a coward on his face, but I guess they didn't.
Maybe that happens later.
Maybe it happens later. No, because that was it right there.
Phantom says YouTubers are the new wave of celebrities. Stu says, I love y'all. Treat me like king. That's why I'm all about y'all. And no need to be a bitch to people. And I heard the Baja chicken sub was banging. I think that... Didn't you get a Baja chicken sub one time?
No.
Or did I get it?
Yeah, you got it.
I might have got it. It was pretty good. But like I said, I went back to the Philly because I really liked that a lot. I did like the Baja one, though. I'm pretty sure I got that. Campbell's talking about Steak and Shake. I haven't been to a steak... We used to go to a Steak and Shake that was one by the movie theater, and we used to go to that sometimes. I used to actually really like Steak and Shake, but... We have a Culver's now, which is kind of the same thing. You know what I mean? Camp Guy says, I'm picky about cleanliness after watching Gordon's Kitchen Nightmare show.
Oh, yeah.
And seeing how nasty some of those mom and pop restaurants are.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
Oh, that's real, man.
He has a new... I don't know if it's still airing... Because I was on Tubi the other day and I was like, hey, what the fuck? Like, there's new Kitchen Nightmares. And it was recent because, like I said, they were in New Orleans and it was leading up to the Super Bowl, which was just last month. Or earlier this month. And so I don't know if it's still on because there was only like a few episodes. And then after a few episodes, it wasn't in New Orleans anymore. So I guess they're just doing regular. But, man, there's just like... I don't know. I don't want to say it makes me scared to go to restaurants because I don't really think about it all that much. But... some of those places are real shitholes, man. You know what I mean? And some of the shit is like just common sense crap. It's just like, hey, you go in their fucking walk-in freezer and it's just like there's shit in there that's like covered with mold and there's like dead mice and shit. I'm like, does anybody clean anything ever? Or what is this about? I mean, it seems like that would be 101. You know what I mean? You know? Camp Guy says, Gordon, what's that dude's last name? I'm having a brain freeze. Who? Gordon Ramsay? Gordon Ramsay. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, man, I guess, I hadn't seen that since I was a kid. I remembered it was branded. I remembered fucking the beginning of it where they fucking broke his sword and fucking ripped his fucking shit off his uniform and kicked him out. That's like the intro of every... It had a good song. From what I remember. It was branded. And I thought they had branded him with a C on his cheek for coward. But I guess not. That just must have been something that my imagination did over time with my memory. Because it says you're branded. So
think about it.
You got branded.
Think about it too. Is that this is a TV show, right? Yeah. And it's like they're gonna have to do that makeup
every fucking time,
and it has to look exactly the same.
Right.
So if I was them, I'd be like, yeah, he's branded, but it's somewhere you can't see it, like it's on his chest or on his ass cheek or something.
I remembered in that intro them branding him, but I was wrong, I guess. I didn't see that.
That was just your fantasy.
It was just... I hadn't seen that since I was maybe about 8.
Yeah.
So,
I were thinking maybe there was some, like, suggestion of that. And,
yeah,
like,
it must have been just a suggestion
it.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remembered it that way. But I remember it being a real good series. It was, like, real serious. It's kind of dark. It wasn't like the other stuff. It was kind of like a little darker than The Rifleman. I think he was in that one, too.
I think Chuck Connors wasn't the Rifleman now that you bring it up. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's like I can't imagine that they would just do a Scar all day, every day. Like I don't know what the shooting schedule was for series back then, but you'd have to do the same Scar like every day, like on the actor. And that would be a huge pain in the ass. So I kind of feel like probably now. Yeah, Camp Guy said it's hard enough to keep my own home's kitchen clean when I'm cooking a huge meal. Holidays is a big recipe. Yeah, it's just kind of like... I don't know, man. But like I said, if you're going to open it... The thing about... As long as Gordon Ramsay has been doing this shit, these people that call him to help their restaurant, I'm assuming that they must have seen his show at some point. And it blows my mind that they don't at least try to, like, clean shit up before he gets there. Because if it was my restaurant, I mean, if I had a restaurant, which I don't want to do that, but if I did, I would keep it clean, one thing. But if I didn't, I would absolutely clean it before his ass showed up. That's for sure. Like, I'm not just going to leave it there, like, with grime and dead bugs everywhere. Why would you do that? So, I don't know. Sometimes it's like, I don't know if these people are just completely oblivious or if they set it up for the show, or I'm not really sure. You know what I'm saying? Stu says, I need nose piercings or tattoos. Ass tat would clap. It's like an ass tattoo. I don't have any ass tattoos. I have thought about piercing my nose, but I don't know. I'll do it one of these days. Like I said, I got ears pierced. I don't usually wear earrings, but I do have pierced ears. I did that myself. And then I also have nipple piercings, which Tom did. But that's the only piercings that I have. I don't have any other ones. I didn't do nose. I didn't do brow. I didn't do any of that.
John says, yeah, Brandon someone would have been a bit intense for a TV show back then. Yeah, but that was, as a kid, that's how I remembered. It's funny how memory works.
Yeah.
I think it's just because that song, they keep saying branded over and over again.
And not just like put it in your brain.
Yeah,
like
put it in my brain.
Made some kind of visual in there.
Branded as a coward, you know. And I remembered it as that they physically branded him, which is something that they would have done back then.
Yeah.
But evidently that didn't happen. And I don't think that series lasted long. Might only been 10, 15 episodes. But I remember liking it as a kid. I was like, whoa, it's kind of serious. But I don't know. I haven't seen it so long, you know. Maybe it's not. But I remember it being pretty cool.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see it again.
It definitely wasn't F Troop. Remember F Troop? It wasn't that.
Yeah, I remember that.
I couldn't stand F Troop. Even when I was a kid, I was like, this is too silly.
Yeah, it was very silly.
Yeah.
Really? Full Metal Nosferatu says, is there a Boston fish market in your area, I really could go for a fisherman's platter. I don't think so.
No.
Not that I know of. Although I have been surprised before where people have said, hey, is this chain in your area? And I'm like, no. And then I looked and I'm like, oh, wait,
this is the South. We got Captain D's.
Yeah, we got Captain D's.
Which is a southern version that's good.
It is very good. They got fried green tomatoes and everything.
Fried green tomatoes, everything's fucking fried. Fried catfish, fried fucking shrimp.
Yeah, you get a platter and it's just like a pile of fried things.
Pretty much nothing but old black ladies back there working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to go there. It's closer to our old house than where we live now.
Yeah.
So.
Go in there and a bunch of black people dressed up in their Sunday best fucking for Sunday after church. Remember that when we go in there?
Yeah. It's a big after church kind of place. Because we used to go there every now and then.
But in the South, that's how they're going to traditionally serve fish. It's going to be catfish and perch and fucking shrimp, fried tomatoes. It was good. Sweet tea. What else do they have in there? Cornbread.
Yeah.
Hush puppies.
Yeah, hush puppy.
Yeah. You could probably get shrimp and grits there.
I don't know if they have shrimp and grits.
Probably. That should be in there.
I mean, they should have that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they do. Shrimp and grits.
Yeah, shrimp and grits is good.
It is good. Yeah, somebody said, CB said Jenny the owner is not the one that calls Gordon, it's one of the kids. Yeah, that's usually what happens. They don't always specify like who it was that called, but a lot of times it is like one of the kids of the owners or the manager or one of their employees or something. It's like, oh my god, please help these people. But I don't know. Kitchen Nightmares is probably my favorite show of his. I like all of his other shows because I just like watching him yell at people, but Kitchen Nightmares is always really interesting because it's always really interesting to me how many people get into the restaurant industry without knowing fuck all about it. I kind of feel like the restaurant industry is the only industry where that happens. Like, I feel like every other industry, people are like, well, I should probably like learn some shit about that before I open a business in it. But like restaurants, any stupid motherfucker thinks they can do that. It's like, well, I've been an accountant for 30 years. I can probably figure this out. I've never worked in a kitchen before. You know what I mean? I'm like, what exactly, like, do they think it's easy or... I don't understand. But like a lot of people really do seem to. Because that one that we saw the other day that was like a doctor and a nurse. And he's just like, it was his dream to open a restaurant. And I said his dream was to open a restaurant so he could play piano in there and sing badly, is what his dream was. Like, he didn't really give a thought to actually making or serving food. Yeah. It was just, you know what I mean? Like, the logistics of that, it seemed like. It was just like all this idea.
Yeah, the last thing you ever want to do if you want to open up a business is to open up a restaurant.
That's the hardest one.
Yeah, if you I've never done it before. It should
Most
be easy.
of them close.
Yeah, all these other dumbasses can do it. They don't have degrees or anything. That's fucking hard.
I said, I think it's the hardest business.
Yeah.
Well, and because there's so much competition, there's like fucking restaurants everywhere. And a lot of them close like in the first year, the first 2 years.
You have to have fucking an education in culinary arts and management and fucking and the service industry. You have to have, or you're not going to be able to, you won't be able to know who to hire and who not to hire. Unless you can get your hands on a really good head chef who knows all that. The thing is he's got you over barrel. Yeah. Because he's going to fucking use that power over you. You have to know the industry.
And if you work in it, if you kind of feel like, oh, I'm in a restaurant, so I'm gonna work in the restaurant and stuff, like that is like a 24/7. Yep. You are not gonna get any sleep.
Hot. Yeah. Wet, dirty, stinky, fucking
hours and hours. You have to work every holiday.
Yep.
You're just like, it's hard.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't understand why people would want to do that.
It's the worst one to open if you just, let's just open a business. Let's just have a restaurant. Everybody does that. You might as well flush that money down the toilet.
Yeah,
flush your money down the toilet. Yeah.
Because they don't really put any thought to. They just think, oh, it'd be cool to like run around. Like, I cook good stuff at home sometimes.
Yeah. It's nothing like that.
No, it's nothing like that at all. So it's just kind of like, I don't really understand why they don't get that.
Look, it's starting to get late.
All right, there was one more thing.
Okay.
Somebody said something about. Oh, I wanted to bring up. After we were watching the Gordon Ramsay thing, we were watching that show on Hulu, the How I Escaped My Cult show.
Yeah.
And we were kind of like, I know this is terrible. It's like, I don't mean to make fun. But they were doing one about this offshoot Amish group. And the whole thing about this dude, what was it called? The Bergholz clan. It was in Ohio. And the whole thing about the old dude that was running this little offshoot group, who was like this autocratic douchebag, and he was getting his little minions to go to the other Amish people and like hold them down and cut their beards off.
Yeah.
That was like their whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if they would beat them up too. Like, he was doing other shit too. Like, he was like, hey, I'm going to have sex with your wife while you're being punished or whatever.
They were his own in-laws.
Yeah, like he had like his daughter-in-law and like shit like that.
His nephew's wife.
And he was like an old gross. I mean, it's always
old fucking Amish dude.
The way.
Yeah, and he'd put up. He'd punish you and put you out in a fucking chicken coop for a month, and he'd be fucking your wife.
And he'd fucking your wife.
That was your uncle. Yeah, weird shit.
But like I said, we were just laughing because it's just kind of.
He was never charged with any kind of rape or anything because it was evidently consensual because the women.
They didn't charge him with any sex. They charged him with kind of assault charges because of
cutting people's beards and hair.
Like he was like the Amish Charles Manson. He was getting other dudes to do it, like his little minions or whatever.
He went to war with the other
Amish because they didn't want to do what he said because like I said, he thought he was the king of the world or whatever.
Yeah.
He did get brought up on child labor charges.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he got in prison on, but he got like a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Now his right hand man was having sex with minor girls, so they gave him 30 years for that. That other guy. But we just thought that was kind of funny. They brought him up on like religious hate crime charges because cutting an Amish dude's beard off
it fucks him up.
Is a big deal.
Yeah, it fucks him up. Yeah.
Because it's like a symbolic, you know what I mean? It's like a big thing. And obviously holding somebody down and cutting their hair, that's kind of assault. He was
doing it to old dudes while they were in bed and shit, like dudes in their 70s.
But they
and 80s.
they took it into consideration that it's like beards in Amish culture are like a big fucking deal, and if you cut, that's like emasculating them.
Yeah.
So it's just so they took that into consideration, which I thought was kind of nice that they understood.
Yeah. He was a dick, but he would also say funny shit. Well, they locked him up for cutting people's hair, and he got out soon after. It was like a couple weeks. He came out and he put the order out. Okay, I'm back now. Fucking hair is gonna fly.
Yeah,
hair's gonna fly.
Hair's gonna fly.
Hair's gonna fly. He went out and he went on a fucking rampage, ordering all these dudes.
A beard cutting rampage.
I was kind of laughing at some of his balls. The fucking had it just been that, I'd have been all right. But the whole thing about throwing your fucking nephew in the fucking chicken coop for a month and fucking his wife.
That's a little beyond the pale,
like
I feel.
wait a minute. And then they didn't complain. They were like, well, he has the authority to do it.
They felt like they couldn't say anything.
It was in their rules.
Because everyone was kind of like under his thumb, you know what I mean?
Evidently, it was like, that was like in their rules. Okay, yeah, we can do that.
It's like, yeah, I guess we got to.
And he was getting them pregnant, too.
He did, yeah.
He got his nephew's daughter. No, his nephew's wife pregnant.
Yeah, I don't remember like what all.
And told everybody else, yeah, that's my baby.
Yeah, and he was like proud of it.
He's proud of it, yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand this, man.
Some wild shit, man. That's not normal
cults.
That's not normal fucking Amish behavior.
Well, and that's what all the other that's what was pissing all the other Amish people off. They're like, look, this dude, dude's
a monster.
Yeah, it's like we don't like him either. Do something about it. Like this isn't shit that we do. Come on now.
What it was is he was kind of just a tough dude. He realized that there were all these rules, and he realized that Mormons won't go to the police. So he's the Amish. The Amish won't go to the police. So he's like, these motherfuckers are chumps. I'm gonna do whatever I want to them.
Yeah, I can just do whatever.
I'm gonna do whatever I want.
Because like they'll forgive me.
They'll forgive me and they're chumps.
Because that's kind of a big thing in Amish. Like you're supposed to.
Yeah, they were forgiving him. And shit
I'm just like, ooh, fuck that shit. Nope. You do some shit like that to me, I would never forgive you ever.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't get that.
I'm gonna fuck your wife for a month, but you'll forgive me.
Yeah.
That's some weird shit.
And he was just like taking advantage.
Yeah. And he's like in his 60s and the wife's like in her fucking late teens.
Yeah, he was like this weird old gross dude.
Yeah.
But like I said, isn't it always? Like all of these cult leaders, it's like if they could get laid regular, then they wouldn't have to do that kind of crap. You know what I'm saying? But somehow they can like pretend to like have some authority and get people to sleep with them. I don't really and get people to do
a great show.
To do what they say. I don't really understand that. Because like I said, the second like some fucking creepy weirdo is like, hey, you have to do this. No, I don't have to do fucking anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get the fuck out of my face with that. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a joiner. I don't really think that. I don't ever think a cult could suck me in like that. Is all I'm saying.
Stu Course says, enjoy y'all subs. Well, I don't know that. Oh, the sandwiches.
Yeah.
I work tomorrow till 2 and Tuesday till 1 and Wednesday till 2. Hope to see y'all, my king and queen, succubus and incubus. Okay.
Wow. I'm sure we'll probably drop in at some point.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll probably run out of something. Probably have to come get some cat treats or something.
Yeah.
All right. So Phantom wants to see the "Where's That Raccoon" button, and then we'll like wrap it up. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. We're gonna do the "Where's That Raccoon," and then I'm gonna stop streaming. All right. So here it is, just for you, Phantom. I think I did it before, but I don't think it went on in time. So here it is.
Where is that raccoon?
There it was. All right. We'll see you guys on Monday for the movie review. Good night.